590, Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33010, Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, Happy New Year, dude. Hey, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Let's start the new year off right in your new Kia with 41 MPG Highway 2024 Kia Forte LXS $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Got a big family? Get a 2023 Kia Sorrento LX $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. Plus a 2024 Kia Telluride LX $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36 months lease.
And every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
And stop by and see the all-new EV9 all-electric SUV. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMTMoriah.com.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
They get up every morning from the alarm clocks, wanting to take the 8:15 into the city.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome in to Sports 56 Mornings on this Friday, January 12th, 2024. Wrapping up the work week, getting you set for the holiday weekend, with Monday being Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You probably can hear rumblings in the background if you have good hearing, because that is thunder outside the Flynn Broadcasting compound. It is nasty outside and will continue to be throughout the day. It's not always going to be hard rain, but for the most part, this morning driving in, it was pretty serious rain and thunder and lightning. Steady rain throughout the day. Again, as I mentioned, potential for heavy rain at times. The high right now is 57 degrees. That's where we are at. So it's only going to get colder, but that won't be until this evening when it will dip down under 32, looking at a low of about 27, and precipitation could turn into a little snowfall tonight. The bigger snow event, again, is expected Sunday night into Monday, something to obviously keep an eye on. Tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sunshine to begin your weekend with a high of 44 degrees. Coming up on the program today, we'll be busy as we've been all week long. It has been one of those weeks. John Varlas at 7:25 from the Daily Memphian in studio. We'll talk with former Titans tight end Delaney Walker at 8:05. Matt Dillon, the Tiger basketball report at 8:25. Then, of course, the always colorful and entertaining Brandon Lang at 9:05. We'll have 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation, at about 9:30. I want to remind you we are in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. Today's probably a great day to go see what they have to offer, with it being a nasty day outside. Floor model sale continues, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And the first hour of the program is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware. Grizzlies back in action tonight. They will be busy, 3 games in 4 days, and more bad news on the injury front that we'll get into. News from the NCAA involving Florida State. Of course, we'll keep an eye on everything that's going on with the University of Alabama and their job opening now with Nick Saban retiring. A bunch of openings in the NFL, including now an opening in New England after the big news yesterday about Bill Belichick. We've had some big-name college coaches already saying they are not interested in Alabama. Got a little baseball news as well, and college basketball and the NBA from last night. How are you?
I am good. I've been trying to figure out this morning what the hell went down at Elmer Road Fieldhouse last night.
Okay. I was keeping an eye. I didn't broadcast the game. That was Wolo's call last night. So I was
consider yourself lucky.
I was keeping up with it on social media trying to follow what was going on, and every time I looked at it, the Tigers.
Somebody fouled out?
No, I didn't see. You're about to get to that, but no, the Tigers would have the lead, and like the game was pretty much over. I saw they had with the time remaining and the lead. I thought it was over. Then it was overtime. Then it was doubled overtime. So I don't know what the heck was going on. I do know the last time they played, they gave up a big lead late by turning the ball over. There was, what did Wallow say the other day? There was 25 turnovers by Memphis 2 games ago and 27 by their opponent. 52 turnovers. So what happened last night?
I don't know anything about that. All I know is that there were 98 free throws shot. SMU had to finish the game with 4 people. There were
and won
10 people 10 girls that fouled out of the game.
Oh my gosh!
There were a total of 75 fouls called.
I'm so happy I didn't have to call that game last night. How long did it take?
I believe I saw something that took over took 3 hours and something. I have no idea. Wasn't there? I just saw something online. I was like, I got to go look at this box score. I got to see what the hell this is. Like, this can't possibly be true, can it? But yeah, it is. I mean, SMU won the game with 4 people. I don't know how long they had to go with 4 people to finish the game, but they only had 4 girls left because they only started with 9 and 5 of them fouled out.
See, I didn't see that tweet at all about fouls and players fouling
98
out.
98 free throws.
Oh my
Lord
gosh.
have mercy.
Oh my gosh.
If anybody out there was at that game, God bless you.
How about Woloshin and Draper? They had to call that game for ESPN Plus and Tyler Springs on the radio.
Lord have mercy. That's, again, there may have been that many fouls, but at some point as officials, you just
Stop
say,
calling.
Hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to stop calling fouls. There's 75 fouls.
Jeez.
10 people fouled out of the game.
I thought you were going to tell me how they collapsed at the end of regulation and the end of overtime. I thought that's what you were going to say because I was looking at the score and I going, okay, they got this one won. Wait a minute, how did they tie it up? I had no idea because I guess I don't follow that person or people that tweeted that out that you saw that information. And I can't wait till Wolo comes in at 10 o'clock to ask him about it. He'll probably just shake his head.
SMU went 40 of 60 at the free throw line.
Oh, my
60
gosh.
free throws.
Wow.
Memphis was 28 of 38. 98 freaking free throws in a basketball game.
So what you're saying is Memphis needed more free throws because they shot a high percentage of them.
Oh.
That's why they lost. Wow, that's crazy. Memphis is now 0-4 in conference play. First-year head coach Alex Simmons, who I think is going to be great, but they're taking their lumps early in conference play. Everybody took their lumps, I guess, last night, including the fans.
That is.
That's pretty good. Well, okay.
This is like theoretically major college basketball. Apparently, when a game of 10 with 10-year-olds broke out.
Well, that's on the officials too. Let them play a little bit. I don't know. I didn't see the game, so I don't know how much hacking was going on and things of that nature. But if you're talking about little bumps and things of that nature, then you don't call the foul. You don't blow your whistle after a point. Okay, you just don't do it. But last night
as a referee, I would be like, dude.
First of all,
I want to get out of here tonight. So hey, let's all just stop.
The whistle might have been broken.
I would like to get out of here in less than 5 hours. So how about we all just stop blowing whistles?
The whistle may have been broken by the end of the day, the end of the game, as many times as they had to blow the whistle. But I wanted to make the transition into the NBA because as embarrassing as that was, that you can chalk a lot of it up to officials and calling the game as tight as they did, although I'm sure a lot of the fouls were legitimate. But the NBA last night saw a game in which the Portland Trailblazers lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder by 62 points. There are blowouts, and then there's embarrassments. I don't see how that can happen in the NBA at all. I don't care who's on the floor. I don't care if you got 1,000 injuries like the Grizzlies. 139-77. I tweeted out that, and I almost was going to make fun of it by saying something that maybe some people would have gotten mad about. It was only a joke. But we know that once in a while on the show, we'll talk about a high school game, usually a girls' game, not being sexist, but usually a girls' game where it's like 112-4 or some wacky thing, and we go off on that. This is the equivalent in the NBA, losing by 62 points. These are professional players that get paid a lot of money. That's an embarrassment. So it was embarrassing with those officials calling the fouls the way they did last night at El Marone. That's embarrassing as well. 62-point loss.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's...
Come on.
Grizzlies beat the Thunder by 73 once. So.
I know, but that's embarrassing. How does that happen? You stop playing? All right, speaking of the Grizzlies, tonight they host the Clippers. Tomorrow they host the Knicks. Monday is the big day. Fingers crossed, Mother Nature, with the Martin Luther King Jr. Day game against the Golden State Warriors. That'll start just after 5, but the Legacy Awards, the Symposium, which is a big highlight for both you and me. We're there every year. This year, they'll be honoring 4 unbelievable personalities in the world of sports, including NBA Hall of Famer Alex English and the Wizard Ozzie Smith, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. But that's 3 games in 4 days for the Grizzlies. And the hits, unfortunately, just keep on coming for Memphis, as yesterday, the latest casualty to the MASH unit, Marcus Smart, who has already missed a bunch of games this year in his first year, his initial year with the Grizzlies, and now he's going to miss a minimum of 6 weeks with a finger injury. I will, if I can find it here, yes, read this to you. This is what was sent to us.
It's the proximal interphalangeal joint central slip.
All right, thank you. You stole my thunder, but you probably would have. I mean, I probably wouldn't have nailed it like you did. So explain to us, Dr. Welby, what exactly that is.
It's a finger injury.
Exactly. That's all they had to say. He's out with a finger injury. Reevaluate it in 6 weeks.
I have.
Don't talk to me about finger injuries, by the way.
I may have.
So
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever hurt my proximal interphalangeal joint central slip or not. He has ruptured his, which sounds painful.
Well, I apparently tore mine. I don't know what that was, but
rupturing anything, I always think just that hurts. Like if anything ruptures, it's got to hurt. So that obviously I assume hurts. I have no idea what that all means. But
he was playing the game. He hit a 3-point shot, and until he looked down at his hand, he didn't even realize the finger was sideways.
It's really incredible. The 6-week mark, which is when he'll be reevaluated, so it's like he's going to be back at 6 weeks. But if you just go to that 6 weeks, that's basically the next 20 games. Just to that point. And again, who knows after that how long before he's back, but just that 6 weeks is basically 20 games. So I was looking, there are 3 guys, 3 non-Grizzlies in the entire NBA who are listed as out for the season. So think about it. Grizzlies have 2 starters, including their best player, done for the year. There's only 3 other guys in the entire NBA who are listed right now as out for the season.
Wow, how about that? Who are they?
That's Lonzo Ball, who hasn't played in a couple of seasons, Robert Williams III with Portland, and Charles Bassey, who doesn't play really for the Spurs. That's the only 3 guys in the entire NBA, other than the Grizzlies, who are out for the season. And the Grizzlies have 2, and now they got another guy, another starter, who's going to miss the next 20 games, and at least the next 20. At that point in time, they'll have played 57 games. Marcus Smart will have played 20 of them. So he'll have missed basically 2 of every 3 games that have been played.
Jeez.
I mean, and that's not mentioning Brandon Clark, who's not listed as out for the season, but who has not played, and we don't know if he will play this year. He's just not listed. He's not listed as out for the season because the thought is he is actually going to return. And I bet, it's insane. Think about it. There's not one other starter in the entire NBA who's out for the season, other than if you would consider Lonzo Ball a starter. We don't know because he hasn't played in 3 years. But not one team has a starter done for the year. The Grizzlies have 2 of them, and one other starter now who's out for 6 weeks. Another guy who, while not a starter, very important piece, who hasn't played at all this year, and theoretically may not play at all this year. It's virtually impossible for one team to have this bad a luck when it comes to injuries in a season. We're talking still not even to the midway point of the season to have this type of luck.
I'm speechless. I had no idea that was the case. 3 others, so 5 total, 2 on your team. Yeah. And 2 prominent players. We know
2 starters,
how much they miss Steven Adams and John Morant, your best player.
Your best player and 1 other starter done for the year. They are 40% of guys who are listed as out for the season in the entire league.
And with Brandon Clark, now that you are in this situation, there's no need to rush him back. And they're not going to do that. But if he's not close to 100%, don't even put him on the floor. You'd like to get him in there to play a few games. I would imagine to not have to go through the entire season without playing and then get back into shape during the summer and get ready for camp next year or next season. But I wouldn't rush him at all, the situation they're in. So, again, Marcus Smart, I don't know. I don't know, does he need surgery? I had surgery on my finger. I don't know if that means surgery or rest or whatever. Is it one of those deals where if it was like the playoffs, they could have like taped it up and let him go out there and play? But when you're in trouble the way they have been all year long and put into the situation that they've been all season long, why even chance it? Why even rush it? There's no reason to do so. So just another day in the office for the Grizzlies, who again have 3 games in 4 days. The shorthanded Grizzlies. Somehow the shorthanded Grizzlies went on the road and won 3 games against the Lakers, the Suns, and the Mavericks. But now they're back home. Their nemesis playing in front of the home crowd.
Well, and I mean, now they literally do not, like, they don't have a point guard. I mean, Jacob Gilliard called back up, didn't play with the hustle last night. I was talking to Jason March before the game, and he's like, literally, Jacob Gilliard right now is the only healthy point guard in the entire organization.
Wow.
They don't, I mean, Desmond Bain will play a lot of point guard, but like the only real point guard in the entire organization who's healthy right now is Jacob Gilliard on a 2-way contract.
Any word on Derrick Rose's injury?
I don't remember.
We never got a time period for his.
He's supposed to be reevaluated, I think, at some.
Oh, did they announce that? Like the old reevaluation?
They all blend together. The injuries all blend together.
By the way,
it's hard to decipher which guy is in 2 weeks and which is in 4 and which is in 6 and which is done for the year. I don't know.
By the way, when the Grizzlies send you the email, right? When I get the email, normally normal human being starts to read it from the top and go down. I think you should just go right to the bottom sentence, because the bottom sentence is always, he'll be reevaluated in whatever, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 2 months. That's the key. Forget about all the technical, medical jargon. Go right to the when will he be back? Or when will he be reevaluated? It's not when he will be back. It's when he'll be reevaluated.
Ron says 6 to 8 weeks for a dislocated finger. It's not a dislocated finger. It is a rupture of the proximal interphalangeal joint central slip.
Look, hey, I know all about fingers. I don't know the technical, again, the medical names, but I know all about fingers and hurting my fingers and damaging my fingers and getting operations on my fingers.
He did not do it driving a golf cart.
No, he did not. But I was out playing golf, I think, pretty much after the operation. I still play with the finger just flying out there. I would imagine, again, one of those situations where if this was the playoffs, probably could tape it to the other finger and he could play. Because he was out there playing. He makes a 3. He had heard it earlier, didn't even realize the thing was bent. My mind was 90 degrees.
I've not, but at some point now, like, let's be honest, the big reason why they were able to win these games with Ja out was the fact that Marcus Smart was playing so well. Like, he was knocking down threes. You had a third to go with Desmond and Jaren. Now, the one game you didn't have Jaren either, but you had another guy. Now you lose that. We know what this team is with just Desmond and Jaren. Is even when they can be great. It doesn't matter if they're the two. If it's just the two of them, they can both be great. We saw that to start the year. Like, you got to get some support. Smart was providing that support. Now he's out. So at some point here, you have to just throw in the towel. Say, you know what? It was a fun year, but said year is over. Like we just can't. It's done. I would guess. I'm going to go on a limb. I'll bet neither Jaron nor Desmond plays both of these games of the back-to-back. I'll bet both sit out one of them.
We'll see. By the way, they're not going to throw in the towel because Memphis is now eligible for the hardship exception, which is $12.4 million. And Woj reported about 20 minutes before we came on the air that Memphis has already put in for it. So they have applied for that medical hardship exception to get another player.
They've had a $6 million one.
I know, but what I'm saying is they're going to continue to
that's just
bring in players.
That's just making sure you have that. Like that again, they've had a $6 million one all season they haven't used.
Well, they did use a hardship earlier, right? When they brought in Shaq Harrison and
those are two different things.
They still brought in players because they were allowed to because of the injuries. Whatever the technical...
That is for the jaw injury. That is a exception money-wise. That's not a roster spot or anything else. That is money that they already had one for Steven Adams. Now they've got one for jaw.
So do you believe they're going to bring in another player?
Well, now that Marcus Smart is out, I think they'll use the hardship as far as bringing in extra bodies just to
that's my point.
But that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Okay.
That has
but my point is that they're
they might bring in Jalen Noel again, just because again you have to have some healthy, you have to have bodies, you have to have guys running around physically capable of actually moving on a basketball court.
Yes, but again,
you got Santi who's out again tonight. You've got they just need healthy bodies.
But their attitude is never going to be wave the white towel. They should, but it's never going to be that way. It's never going to be when you talk about the Grizzlies and this team and Jenkins. It's never we're gonna tank. We're tanking for the lottery. They don't. That's not in their DNA. So they'll come out and they'll play hard. They're going to be, the underdogs in a lot of games. They haven't played well at home with they got 3 victories at home and 11 on the road, which is just crazy. But tonight, it'll be a big challenge. You had Kawhi with the big news for him earlier in the week with the extension, 3 years, $153 million. I have not seen an injury report. I assume those guys are healthy. Kawhi, George, Harden, Westbrook, all those guys that they're here in town. Knicks finally lost a game with OG Anunoby, but they played well with him. I think they're 5-1. They'll be in town tomorrow night. And then, of course, the Warriors, they are struggling, but Draymond's back, and that'll be the game on Monday.
Brad texted in and asked if Jaren is back. Yes, Jaren is, for tonight, he is not listed. It is, Santi is out along with the rest of the normal injured guys. Santi is the other one that is added on that, and he is out with a left knee contusion. But Jaren is not on the injury report for tonight. Max says, I've been saying all along that Smart was damaged goods. Boston knew it, and we got fleeced again. I'm pretty sure Boston did not trade him because they thought he had a bad proximal interphalangeal joint central slip.
What was the other injury he had earlier in the year?
That was some part of the leg, I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I can't remember. Again, they all blend together.
Yeah, this isn't...
There you go. I don't know.
This isn't a Parsons move here. They didn't acquire a player who was damaged goods. He's a player who's gotten hurt twice since his arrival in Memphis. He wasn't injured, and that's why Boston dumped him, and Memphis picked up a guy again who was injured. With Chandler Parsons, obviously, that was a debacle with the whole evaluation of the knee. All right, when we come back, John Varlas will join us in studio. We're going to talk about a number of things, including what's happening in the prep world here in Memphis, but also about the big news this week, which has been coaching news with Bill Belichick, with Nick Saban. Also, Florida State hit up yesterday. It's been a rough month for Florida State, and Mike Norvell's name has showed up prominently for that Alabama opening. So we'll talk to John about a number of different things. Right now, I do want to tell you about All-Star Chevrolet. If you're ready to drive a new Silverado into 2024, All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch has financing down to 1.9%. Or catch this. Check this out. Up to $7,500 cash. You get another $2,250 with your trade-in on select vehicles. That's a great deal. You will love the new All-Star Chevy Equinox and Trailblazers with financing down to 1.9 and no payment for 90 days. That's 3 months with no payments. Also, if you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned vehicle, All-Star is loaded up. Lots of pre-owned Silverados, Tahoes, the Traverse with the third-row seating, which is terrific for long trips, the Jeeps, the Broncos, it's all there. And while you're there in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet and you're walking around, you're looking at the red tag deals, and you don't see what you're looking for, ask Jeff. He'll find it for you. Kevin and Jeff, everyone at All-Star Chevy asked me to wish you guys a very happy and healthy new year. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, not Bartlett or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com. JV is next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
They're taking care of business in Memphis right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with two of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Let's make this the new year to drive your new Kia home from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Bobby J's waiting to put you in a new Kia today. So come hit the road with 41 MPG Highway and 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Or get 7 passenger seating in a 2023 Kia Sorento LX. We Gossett at $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And if you want your new ride to be a 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Kia today, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee. Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21590. Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33010. Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Sports 56 traffic brought to you by Curfew.
Enjoy the ultimate dining experience at Curfew with specials every night. Mississippi Monday, Tuesday Ladies Night, Wing Wednesday, and Thursday Hotel Guest Appreciation Day. Curfew American Tavern Craft Cocktails, your new destination. 164 Union Avenue, main floor of the Canopy Hotel.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. We've got a couple of accidents out here that are still getting some attention. Most of them have actually been in the Midtown area, so be careful this morning trying to get up through there on 240 around Norris all the way up to Lamar as traffic increases on 385. That's trying to load up at times coming westbound on Bill Morris Parkway as you head towards 240. Again, wet driving conditions going to send you out early. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, located 7525 Highway 64, is your full-service, family-owned jewelry store here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 7:29 on this rainy Friday. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you, and now joined by John Varlas.
It's time for Greg and Eli's weekly visit with John Varlas of the Daily Memphian. Check out John's prep sports coverage and more at dailymemphian.com. Now, here's John Varlas with Greg and Eli.
He is the award-winning Daily Memphian prep reporter, but so much more. He's John Varlas. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. He joins us every Friday here on Sports 56 Mornings. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
How's it going? Happy Martin Luther King Day weekend eve and Snowmageddon.
I thought for a second you were throwing out a Happy New Year. I was gonna. I was coming off the top rope.
Oh, I wasn't. No, I'm done. I'm done with that. I talked to my wife about that after my appearance last week. We agreed once you go past 5 or 6 days, that's probably good enough.
Are you one of those guys that and families that got to run out and get the bread and the milk and all that stuff because Snowmageddon's coming?
I tell you what, don't get me started on that, but I made a Target run last night because we needed some household goods unrelated to any of this. There's just nothing on the shelves. I mean, these people are just wild, man. All the water was gone. I mean,
they cleaned it out already.
At the Collierville Target,
it's survival of the fittest out there, man.
Yeah, there was. I went to buy some essential water for myself because that's what I drink post workout, and they only had 2 bottles of essential water, and usually there's a ton of essential water because it's very expensive, and people are buying. It just goes to show that they had gone through the regular water, and now that we're buying the more expensive water.
Life or death situation.
Just to have water.
Right.
So little bit of a gripe there with the customers at Collierville Target, not saving enough water for me, but that's fine. They didn't know I was coming, and can't anticipate everything.
But is that your official bone
No,
pick? No,
no.
you have all right, here's your bone. It's time for John to do a little bone picking.
I tell you what, guys, and I was troubled too because I actually got through like Wednesday night without a bone to pick. I was having a really good week, and I had texted with Eli, and he's like, you better have a bone, and I'm like, man, everything's going really good this week. But then yesterday everything just went to in a handbasket, and it was just a very frustrating day yesterday. So the major bone I have to pick, and if there's any women in the audience listening or ladies.
Women love us, John. There's a lot of women listening.
Ladies, you can just sit this one out because it doesn't pertain to you. Oh. But so you go to the restroom, right? Us guys, we go to the restroom. Typically, you go to a restroom. You got 3 stalls there on the wall, right? Mm-hmm. 3 stalls, A, B, and C. Why, in the name of everything that's holy, if all 3 options are empty, does somebody go in there and go to the middle stall? I mean, I go in there and I see this guy. A is open, A is open, C is open. He's in B. Therefore, ladies.
Okay, hold on.
You don't have any other choice.
But is there a possibility though there was somebody in A or C before you walked in and they walked out and he was in B?
Anything is possible, but I mean that kind of thing. I'm not a violent person, but that kind of thing just makes me want to slam his head up against the wall. Like
well, you can't violent, John. You can't mess with a man who's actively using the restroom.
No, I understand that, but inside I'm just like raging, and I'm like, I texted you. I said, Eli, I'm seething right now, and that's what's going on. I mean, I hate. It's very frustrating, and in fact, it's even a bit triggering to have people violating the social construct like that.
All right.
I will even take it a step further, guys. If in your hypothetical situation, Greg, there was somebody already there, go to the toilet. One of the stalls, with the toilet, the conventional sit down toilet. Go to one of those. Keep the social construct working, man. We have that's
so
why
wait a minute. So 2 of the 3 are occupied.
Society is breaking down as a rule.
But if 2 of the 3 are occupied, you won't go to that third one that's unoccupied. You'll go into the toilet instead.
I'll go outside and just wait till they come out.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So you need complete real estate, man, to do your business.
Because this applies at one.
You know what I'm talking about, guys.
I hear you.
Guys out there are nodding. They know what I'm talking about. It's extremely frustrating.
This applies to the bathroom at FedEx Forum that's up by the media area because there's 3,
right?
And then there's the stalls,
right?
The actual toilets. What if you go in there and A is the like mini version, like the kids version that sits really low to the floor? Are you willing to use one of those?
Well, I guess the places I go, it's not set up like that, but I understand what you're saying.
There's A as a mini.
No, I see.
There's B and C.
No, see, if you're a grown man and you use the mini, that causes. How do I say this delicately? It causes technical issues, procedural issues, whereas things don't.
Let me tell you something.
Things don't function.
I'll use the mini. I'll use the handicap. I'll use whatever if I have to go that bad.
So if you go in, that's what my thing is. If you go in there and
things might not work as smoothly as they normally would on the mini stall. That's what I'm trying to say.
If C's occupied, A and B are open, but A is a mini.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to use the mini or are you going to go to B? Let's say all the stalls are occupied.
Uh-huh.
So now you have to use one of the urinals.
Right.
Are you going to use the mini or are you going to the middle?
Again, I'll probably just go right back outside in that situation.
Jeez, John.
It's a lot less stressful than to have to consider these.
Because if you go if you're
decisions.
at a sporting event, like you're.
Oh, and
if you go to the main, like if you're as a fan or whatever, you go to like one of the main restrooms, like you're going to have to urinate right next to somebody.
And you raise a good point, and I mean, thank the good Lord that He has set my life up the way it is, because going to a sporting event as a fan, as Joe fan, I couldn't even do that anymore. I could not go into one of these gigantic stadium bathrooms and. I just couldn't.
I don't think you've lived until you've urinated in a trough.
Exactly, and
that's not to me like I remember like the old days.
At Wrigley Field.
Yeah, As a kid when we went to Wrigley Field, I just can remember like the first experience with that, like walking in there and I'm like, wait, this is like where you go to the bathroom? Like it's just a big old trough. Like everybody's just hanging out, peeing in troughs.
Right.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. If those things still exist now, I couldn't do it. I mean, thankfully, I'm able to use the media facilities, and those aren't crowded, and that's good.
So what happens when you're there first? Somebody comes up next to you. Do you get like all like an anxiety?
I die inside. I
cut it off.
Do you really?
You just cut it off and stop and wait.
Stop the faucet?
A lot of times I will audibly sigh and roll my eyes so they get the message that they fouled up.
I'll tell you one that's worse. Okay, it's either the bathroom, and I'll equate this to like a row of treadmills at the gym. Okay, row of treadmills. There's 20 of them.
Right.
Or one of those big, like at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. You go in, there's like 1 million urinals.
Right.
Right. You're the only one in there. Dude comes in, he goes next to you.
Exactly.
There's 1 million open. Treadmill. You're going back. Okay, the person comes right next to you. There's 20 of them down the line. Get away.
Exactly.
That's when I get mad, but not as far as if I'm going to the bathroom and they have to go.
I understand it in a bathroom situation. I don't have experience in the treadmill situation.
You've never been on one.
We established that a long time
Who cares if they're the treadmill next to you? What's that matter?
No, it's just like, but that's the space thing that John's talking
It's
about.
a
Just
space
like,
thing,
come on,
yeah.
like, just use common sense. You don't have to be right next to me.
Right. Yeah, Eli, it's just exactly. It's just a common sense thing. If you have 20 open treadmills and Greg is on treadmill 2, why would you go on
No, I mean, I
treadmill
wouldn't do
3
it. But
when you can go on treadmill
and
17?
I don't know how much space. I mean, like the
There's not a
treadmills
lot of space. There's not a lot of
Yeah,
space. Like, I'm here,
it's a matter. It's a matter of inches, but I mean, no, you're exactly right, Greg. The treadmill thing, one time, even I went to Buc-ee's. Right, everybody knows Buc-ee's.
Yes.
the brilliant.
Never been there, but I've heard of it.
Great breakfast sandwich. The best. The best, Jerry.
Well, it's the best everything. It's the best convenience store
Bathrooms.
in the world. The bathroom is the best. The bathroom is spotless. And
You have your own individual, like, you wash your hands right there, right?
You're right. You got a soap dispenser station right at the bathroom. But anyway, like there's like hundreds and hundreds of people going through this bathroom every minute, and the thing is immaculate. But my point is, they've got like 30 urinals lined up on the wall. And one time I was in there, nobody's in, and like you say, the guy comes up right next to you, and I'm like, dude, what? Like, what are we doing here? Right. I'm like gesturing around the bathroom. I'm like, you see all this real estate here? All these beautiful options, they're all the same. This one's not any better than that one further down. Like, come on, dude.
So now
that's the bone I have to pick with guys. Guys, don't do that, please.
That's a good bone to pick.
Consider
in the end, it all just comes down to respect people's personal space.
Exactly. Consider the person. Consider somebody else. Consider the other person, and I think we'd have a better society if we strove to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Bartless.
And now I guess I think they sell like whatever reserved seating or everybody. It'd be like going to the movies, and there's like somebody sitting, and there's like all these empty seats, and you go sit right next to the other person.
Yes. That would come into play as well.
It's just respecting a person's space. Like, just if there's other places to go, try and be by yourself.
This is funny too. I went to a high school basketball game last Friday night. Went to the Bartlett Cordova game. Great game. Bartlett handed Cordova its first loss of the season. Overtime. Guy tips in a shot at the buzzer to send it into overtime. Really great game. So I get there early because that's what I do. I'm a responsible citizen. I get there early. I get a good seat. I get my place. The game's about to start, and this woman comes in. I'm sitting in the bleachers. This woman comes in, and she just stands in front of me and just doesn't move. She just stands in front of me. She's talking to somebody a couple of rows back. She's playing on her phone, but she's just standing right in front of me and not moving. And the funny thing about it was my coach was at the game. My trainer, Coach Shabazz, was at the game. He's sitting across from me, and he's witnessing all that. And he texts me. He says, "Do you want me to come move this lady?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just going to sit here and see how long it takes until she moves." And
it's like you're oblivious to her. Like, she doesn't even realize what she's doing.
I might, yeah. Right? I might as well have been just a rock. I might have just.
She's oblivious.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, she was oblivious. I might have just. It was the most angering thing. I mean, and don't do that, people. Don't show up to a high school basketball game late and then stand in front of the people who have already been there.
People in this society generally, there is an overwhelming lack of awareness of your surroundings.
I would agree with that.
People do not. It happen like it'll happen all the time in like stores or whatever, like anywhere. Like you're walking and the person in front of you just completely stops right in front of you. You're like, wait a second, like there's a flow here. Like we're moving. Like they have no clue what is going on around them. We all live in our own bubble. Everybody just lives in their own bubble, and they really have no idea what is actually happening around them.
How about in a walking situation, right? You know how we drive our cars here in America? We're on the right side. We're driving, right? In a store or just in life, down the street and all that, right? You tend to walk on the right side, correct? Yeah. It's those people that are on the right side coming at you, and you having to move over to the left. I don't understand. It's like, stick to your space, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that a normal thing? I'm not crazy, right? You walk on the right, they walk on the left.
I mean, it should be. It just kind of naturally works out that way. But you're right, Greg. If you're walking on the right side and everybody more or less is walking on the right side, and then here comes some guy driving, you're right. It's essentially like driving in the wrong way of traffic on the road.
It screws everything up.
It does, and Eli's right too. I mean, people need to be more aware of their surroundings. But please, I mean, two things I beg of you, men: do not please consider your fellow bathroom patrons. Consider their mental well-being. Consider whatever hang-ups they might have, and be a little bit more respectful. And again, if you show up to a high school basketball game, right as it's tipping off, don't stand in front of the people that have been there and made the effort to get there in time and get.
That would really apply to any sporting event. Don't just come in there and just stand there for the purpose of standing there.
You're right, but it's a little, in high school it's different because it's smaller and everybody's closer and it's harder to see.
Right, and this is just generalization. John's not talking specifically about him and his life.
No, these are rules to live by.
Exactly. All right. Women, you're allowed back. You can listen now to the rest of the show. We'll take a break
sorry,
because
ladies.
it's hard to make the segue now to Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, but we'll talk about the coaching news when we return. Sports 56 Mornings, of course, our first hour sponsor. We can't thank Ace enough, correct?
By the way, also on that, don't try and have a conversation with me while we're...
Okay, don't yet. Yeah. All right, we'll move on from that. That's a given.
You're
that's
at a
given.
game, like they start talking to you about the first... No, I'm not. I'm here for business.
Hey, how about that, Jaron Jackson Jr.? Shut up.
This
man.
is not here for talking analysis of the first half of what just happened in the Grizzlies game. This side of the program is brought to you by East Memphis, Ace Hardware, corner of White Station and Quince. Hey, I'm sure there's some supplies there that folks out there you might, for this storm we've got, I'm sure there are things that you feel like you need and got to have today. Well, maybe you got to board up the windows, all of that stuff. I don't know. Well, the folks at East Memphis Ace Hardware, I'm sure they'll have exactly what you're looking for and a great staff to help you find it as well. Go by, see them, corner of White Station and Quince.
Looks like there's a replacement for Bill Belichick in New England. We will have that news, talk about that with John Varlas when we continue here on Sports 56 Mornings on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Italian Tuesday spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $8.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $10.95. And veggie plate, $9.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When the weather gets better, I found a new place to really soak it in. It's the patio at the Commissary in Collierville. We all love the delicious Memphis-style barbecues. You can begin your barbecue fest with some great appetizers like the cheese plate or the tamales or the barbecue nachos. Oh, those smoked chicken wings, they're terrific too. Then dig into the ribs or the barbecue shoulder. Get it chopped or pulled on a sandwich. A big sandwich, or you can get it on a plate. You've got choice, and you've got choice in places. Don't forget the Germantown Commissary as well. Comes with beans and slaw, deviled eggs they're famous for. And Brad, you can even order by the pound, a 6-pack or an 8-pack or even a 12-pack. The Boss Man salad, the chicken plate, the barbecue shrimp. There's something for everybody, and those great desserts. The best icebox lemon pie anywhere. Or my favorite, the banana pudding. Check out the patio, TVs for sports, and music on the weekends. You love the Commissary.
Don't miss your Grizzlies tonight at 7 p.m. when they host the Los Angeles Clippers, presented by Travel Nurses. Arrive early. First 5,000 will receive a Jaren Jackson Jr. growth chart. Get ready for a Western Conference showdown and secure your tickets today by visiting Grizzlies.com.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So, I'm still laughing from the first segment, but man, oh man, if you were privy to what we talk about in between the breaks, in between the segments, oh my gosh, that was funny. All right, so, let's get serious, John. News out of New England. It is official. Gerard Mayo, the former Tennessee Volunteer, is the replacement for Bill Belichick. You talk about huge shoes to fill. This guy will have those huge shoes to fill. But Gerard Mayo is a guy that is well respected. He's been with the organization, and it's a very popular choice.
Yeah, and congrats to Coach Mayo.
But you hate Mayo.
Well, not him. I like
mayonnaise.
I like Jared Mayo. He was a great player at Tennessee, and he's had a really good coaching career. I think they wanted to kind of keep that Patriot way going that they've established here the last several years under Coach Belichick, and with Coach Mayo, taking over and being on staff. Hopefully they can keep the continuity. But like you said, Greg, like you alluded to just now, being the guy that replaces the guy is really, really tough, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing too with this Alabama situation. There's so many good coaches. And Alabama is such a great job, and the Patriots is such a great job that, theoretically you'd have coaches tripping over themselves for this opportunity. But the fact that, Bill Belichick was such a legend, Nick Saban is such a legend, it's going to be really tough, I think, to find maybe the guy you would normally find for that job if it was open because of the success that
that's
they've
a great
had.
point. Yes,
it's gonna be tough, I think, to find a.
For the Patriots' sake, I hope that Gerard Mayo is more successful than pretty much every other Belichick assistant that's become a head coach.
Yeah,
they've been terrible.
They have been absolutely terrible.
Remind me of the Belichick tree.
You have McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels was terrible. Romeo Crennel, Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss, my goodness.
Like all these guys that after they left there.
Was Daboll with him? No, not Daboll wasn't with him. He was actually in Alabama for a while there.
Yeah, Daboll was at Alabama. And
who's the other big guy that
Buffalo?
Who was the big guy that went to the Giants before? I thought he came from.
Well, what's his name? Judge.
That's what I was thinking of. Yes,
was at New England with them.
Yeah.
But most of the guys who have left New England, left under him, and went and got head coaching jobs have been bad.
And it is like you said, and I said, Gerard Mayo, as opposed to you said Jarrett Mayo. I just want to double check.
I've always heard Gerard. I don't know.
Oh, it may be.
Okay, so you started to talk about Alabama. Now, obviously, with New England, huge shoes to fill, but I don't think that would keep anybody away from taking that job. If they offered that job to most, not maybe some of the active coaches, but most would jump on that in a second. We're not seeing that at Alabama. Yesterday, the first name that popped up from everybody was Dan Lanning. Oh, Dan Lanning will take that job. Dan Lanning comes out and says, no, I'm staying at Oregon.
Great reporting on that, too, by the way. They had Dan Lanning in Tuscaloosa, and
Well,
how can they keep screwing that up?
Most of that was like jokes and fake stuff that some people think, oh, this is real. That's the big problem. Like fake Twitter account stuff like that people fall for.
That's a huge problem. Yeah, but there was a sportscast out of Eugene. The guy had to apologize. He went on and said his sources, because he used to work in Tuscaloosa, indicate landings there. And then he apologized the next day. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and nothing happens.
I know.
My bad.
Idiots. Journalists today. Don't get me started. But Sarkisian's he hasn't come out and said it verbally, but he's go Horns and all that. So Sarkisian's not leaving. You're not getting Dan Lanning. Dabo ain't leaving, and I don't even know if they want Dabo. So all these big names, because their situations are great where they are. They have all the resources. They can get the players in the portal. But it's interesting because now the two names that seem to be the hot names, Kalen DeBoer just had the great year with Washington, got him to the finals, moving on from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. And then our buddy Mike Norvell.
Yeah, and I thought, as soon as I heard that as soon as I heard that Nick Saban was retiring, I called my friend and so we could talk about it. And it was like, I was like, man, this would be great for Mike Norvell. That was the first name that popped in my head, not Dan Lanning, not Sarkisian. I thought Mike Norvell would be great for this job. I think he would still be great for this job, and I think he would maybe consider it, given all the facts that I just said. I think he would consider it, based on the frustration that inevitably he must feel with the situation at Florida State this year. I mean, he had such success, such a tremendous season, 13-0, won a championship, do absolutely everything you can do. And then we all know what happened. So, I'm not trying to be a psychologist or anything or pretend like I have any insight into Mike Norvell's mindset, but you would have to think it would be really, really frustrating to have a situation like that and really no end point for it. I know they're trying to exit the conference, but it's going to get convoluted and, it's not going to be an easy thing. So, maybe this would be a situation where Mike would say, hey, man, I did my best here at Florida State, but let's see what we can do someplace else.
Good analysis. I think you're right on. And he hasn't come out yet and said, I'm staying at Florida State. He hasn't said that yet.
He's also a Jimmy Sexton client.
And so is Kalen DeBoer now. So you also have to
fascinating.
He just hired Sexton, which I'll never say why any coach doesn't already have Jimmy Sexton. As soon as you get into the coaching business, I don't know why you wouldn't have Jimmy Sexton as your agent. But and certainly, Mike Norvell. I believe Mike Norvell can go anywhere he's going to win. Like he's going to win at Iowa. I just think Mike Norvell is that good. Everything else, and certainly. Yes, there would be frustration about what happened to Florida State this year, but if you're Mike Norvell, you can look at it. That can't happen again because of the 12-team playoff as the conference champion we are in, and it's a hell of a lot easier to win the conference championship at Florida State than it is at Alabama, even as good as Alabama is because of the competition, especially with Texas and Oklahoma. So that's the thing you have to weigh is like, okay, do I want to go to Alabama and have to compete with LSU, Texas, Oklahoma, Auburn, A&M, all these every year? Mm-hmm. Or do I want to stay in the ACC and compete with Clemson,
Pitt, North Carolina State.
Yeah. And again, now, as frustrating as this year was, I know if I win the conference going forward, we are in that playoff.
The irony of it all is Florida State's going to eventually be in the SEC. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. But his point is good.
No, it's a totally valid point, and that's the other side of it. That's what Mike Norvell or any coach in a similar situation would have to weigh. You're exactly right. I mean, it would be a lot easier to dominate the ACC and get in that 12-team playoff. Yeah, I mean, you.
Whereas DeBoer looks at it, he's like, we're going into the Big Ten. I don't know for sure what Washington is going to be competing with Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State and all these on a yearly basis. Maybe going to Alabama for me might want to take advantage of the opportunity.
And I don't have Michael Penix anymore. He's moving on to the NFL. But let's say it's not DeBoer, it's not Norvell. They want to stay. I mean, where do you go? Tommy Reese's name has popped up. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's what the Athletic says are the three guys. It's either
Tommy
DeBoer,
Reese, really?
Norvell or Reese.
I mean,
But they say
Tommy
they
Reese?
said in their reporting, they said an announcement could come as early as today.
No. If it didn't work for Mike Norvell or Kalen DeBoer, no Lane Kiffin. Do you think?
Kiffin, another one that he has all the resources.
Well,
now.
he does, and he's built a really good thing there at Ole Miss. So if you're Lane Kiffin, you say, hey, I can compete with Alabama where I am right now.
Now that's a positive from all this NIL and transfer portal stuff. Is that, and obviously Texas was always going to be there, and Florida State, Clemson. but Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss is looked at as maybe one of the favorites for next year. There are now programs that are in the mix because of what happened with now the NIL with paying players in the transfer portal.
Kiffin is more likely to want to replace the guy who replaces Saban after he fails.
Yeah.
Let's not act like Ole Miss and Alabama are equal opportunities.
No, they're not. They're not.
One's a way better job.
No,
still.
but now he has
I think
great.
Kiffin understands trying to replace Nick Saban. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to do, and whoever does it, I hope they give them some grace, because they're not going to be Nick Saban. They're not going to come out of the box and have Nick Saban success. I hope they give them, the fan base there in Alabama gives Mike Norvell or Kalen DeBoer, whoever it is, some patience, some time,
patience at Alabama,
some time to put their own stamp. Well, dreaming, right?
Funny stuff. Patience from a fan base of the SEC.
Yeah, but realistically, they're not going to come out this first year and go 13-0, probably, right?
They're expected to be in the playoff.
They are expected, and they should be in the playoff. But that playoff and what Nick Saban has done is two different things. As the kids say, there's levels to this.
Johnny, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Everybody have a great long weekend.
Follow John on all the prep coverage from the area. John Varlas at the Daily Memphian. His Twitter handle at John Varlas. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. Locally owned and operated, they offer financing with different plans and options to choose from, including a 6, 12, or 18-month, same as cash option. They'll work with your insurance company or out of pocket, whatever it takes to get that new roof or that roof fixed. They do residential and commercial roofing, so business owners and property managers, obviously homeowners, if you have a leak or any other roofing issue. And we got a lot of bad weather on the way. Today it's raining, could be snowing by Sunday night into Monday, and that could wreak havoc on your roof. Pinnacle is licensed, bonded, and insured, a member of the Better Business Bureau. Again, you give them a call. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. If you purchase a roof from Pinnacle, you get a 5-year labor warranty. They do carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters, put up fencing, install shingles, put up siding, rotten wood repair, whatever you can't do yourself. Call the experts at Pinnacle. Quality work at a very good price. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs in the new year. Call Brandon at 901-438-5084. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings, or go online to newroofmemphis.com. When we come back, hour 2, we'll open up with Delaney Walker, former Titans tight end. This is Sports 56 Mornings on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your buddy Johnny Radio. I'm here with Mark, the owner of Dyer's, out in Collierville's historic town square, where they've been cooking up them burgers since 1912, the old-fashioned way. Mark, what's going on in life? I see you got your 4 kids with you. What do they love about Dyer's?
Man, they love everything about Dyer's. They love all the great food that we serve, and they really like eating our good food and watching some of their favorite sports.
Braden, what do you like at Dyer's?
I like a bacon burger with fries, a milkshake, and with a Tigers game in the background.
Carter, who's your favorite football team?
The Carolina Panthers, and just with some macaroni with that sounds amazing.
My man Beckham, what's your favorite food over at Dyer's?
We like the double cheeseburgers.
Kinley, what is your favorite dish over at Dyer's?
Daddy's cheeseburgers and the Dallas Cowboys game in the background.
Just remember, everybody, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team out and eat at our place.
So head on over to Dyer's in Collierville's historic town square.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Is your home still not warm enough or running out of hot water? Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, and we've got exciting news for you. Introducing Choate's Carrier Repair Buyback Program. If you've had HVAC or water heater repairs in the past year, you're in luck. Choate's will credit your repair costs up to $1,500 with a brand new HVAC or tankless water heater system. Yep, you heard right. Just bring your repair invoice from the last 365 days and get ready to upgrade your home's comfort. Say goodbye to those chilly nights and inconsistent heating. Choate's has you covered with various low-payment financing plans, making your upgrade more affordable than ever. Imagine a more efficient and reliable system keeping your family cozy all winter long. And here's the best part. This offer is a substantial boost towards a state-of-the-art heating solution. Ready to take the next step? Schedule your free estimate by calling 347-8086. And remember, turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. With this weather moving through our area, please allow yourself extra travel time. Visibility is down in certain areas. Again, just give yourself plenty of extra time. There's standing water on secondary and main routes out here this morning. A couple of wrecks in their clearing stages. Still wants to load up on Biltmore's Parkway coming westbound at Ridgeway, getting up onto 240. Weimer's Jewelry, located 7525 Highway 64, is your Valentine's Day headquarters. Go see them this weekend and shop local. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Diamonds are forever. Woo!
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:05 the time. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Friday, January 12th, 2024 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, their floor model sale continues at 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. As Commander Chuck said, the weather right now, very inclement. A lot of rain, some thunderstorms in the area, 53 degrees. Luckily, it's not freezing cold or we'd have a ton of snow. But we may get some of the white stuff tonight as the temperatures will dip below 32, looking at a low of 27. Again, rain throughout the day. Then tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 44. Delaney Walker is going to join us in just a second. Before we get to Delaney, hour 2 of the program brought to you by our friends at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar, and on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. Every Monday and Friday, they bring you the Memphis Sports Fact. Did you know the new class of the University of Memphis M Club Hall of Fame will include the likes of Glenn Rogers Jr., good friend, Derek Burrows, who's a friend of the show as well, both former Tiger football studs, and Kelly Wise, former basketball standout, among the 7 plus 5 other special award winners that will be honored in early February. They call it the class of 2023, but will be honored in 2024. We congratulate all those elected to the Hall of Fame and all the special award winners. Again, James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar. They're your bridal, engagement, and anniversary jeweler headquarters. Well, Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We have the big game over at FedEx Forum. We have the Symposium and the Legacy Awards, but there's some other events going up that we'll talk about here with Delaney Walker, the former All-Pro tight end who played first with the San Francisco 49ers and then many years with the Tennessee Titans, and he joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. You can follow Delaney on Twitter at Delaney Walker 8 82. That's 82. Delaney, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. So I want to tell everybody about the event that's coming up on Monday. It will be at the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, and it's called Gear Up Tennessee in collaboration with the National Civil Rights Museum and the McCary Medical College, and a bunch of former players. A lot of them former Titans will be involved in this. So tell everybody a little bit more about the event.
Like you said, it's MLK Day. It's where we honor and a champion of equality who paved the way for all of us, and that's Dr. Martin Luther King. And this event pretty much was started in December 2022 by the NFL alumni who launched Gear Up Tennessee. It's a campaign statewide, teaches you awareness and education campaign in partnership with the Tennessee State Department of Health. Basically, we just try to help, get people information on flu shots, vaccination, healthcare, providing them with information that they may need to see doctors, to get insurance. It's just something that we try to do as the state of Tennessee to make the Tennesseans aware of what's out there for them to get help or seek help in the health department.
Former players like Delaney, Chris Johnson, Javon Curse, Dexter McCluster, Neil O'Donnell, who was with us last year, all expected to be there. They'll sign autographs and take pictures. And again, as Delaney said, share that information on health and wellness. What is the time of the event, Delaney?
I want to say the event starts at 10 a.m. and it goes till 2.
So 10 until 2. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. We got our fingers crossed.
That'll be a big key.
Have you had an opportunity to tour the Civil Rights Museum before?
No, I have not. So this will be my first time doing that, and I'm excited about doing that. I've been in Tennessee for 13 years, but I haven't been at the museum, so I'm glad I have the opportunity to explore it.
Every year with the Grizzlies always have a big celebration on Martin Luther King Day with their game and everything else. Just from your perspective, what does Martin Luther King Jr. what does that mean to you? What he was able to do?
It means a lot, especially for me because I'm a Black African American, and what he done to pave the way for us to all. Like he said, he had a dream one day we all be sitting at the same table, and that dream, I think he made that dream happen. We all can break bread with each other. We go to school with each other. We work with each other. Equality is what he brings to the table. So every time I hear that name, I remember that. I remember what he went through and what he sacrificed for us all to be free people and explore the world together.
Well said. Delaney Walker joining us on the program again. You can follow him on Twitter at Delaney Walker 82. He had a terrific career going in San Francisco with the 49ers, playing in Super Bowl 47, then moved on to Nashville and the Tennessee Titans, and really you took off from there. 3 Pro Bowl appearances. You end up with over 500 receptions in your career. It seemed like you got better and better as you got older and older and played more years in the league. What was it that really clicked with you and the Tennessee Titans?
I would have to say, when I got to the Tennessee Titans, I was learning how to be a tight end when I played for San Francisco. And when I got to the Tennessee Titans, I was a tight end. So once I got there, everything just pretty much was already clicking. I was on all cylinders. I knew how to be a tight end. I knew how to understand the game. And sometimes, once you understand the game, it slows down to you. And at that point, the game was slowing down to me. But also, I got to thank my OCs. I got to thank the players around me. I was put in a situation where I had the opportunity to be a star. And the team, the organization gave me that opportunity. And like I tell everybody, once you have an opportunity, don't ever let that go. Take advantage of it. And I took advantage of that opportunity.
Have you continued to live in Nashville?
I currently live in Nashville. Yes.
So you found a new home, I guess.
Yeah, I would say. I live in California, man, and I was born in California, and things are different in California compared. I'm a gun guy. I'm kind of like a gun guy, like hunting and stuff. So it's a little easier to do it here in Tennessee. So it just made more sense.
How did being from California? How the hell did you end up at Central Missouri?
Man, that's a long story. How we had time, I would tell you, but I can give you a little bit on how I was. I had to travel the yellow brick road, and I pretty much put myself in that predicament. Man, I was coming out of high school. I was highly recruited. Then I got in trouble. Went to JUCO. I was highly recruited in JUCO, but sometimes you have groups that you hang out with that can put you in bad predicaments, and I allowed that to happen. And so I wasn't going to school the way I was supposed to. Didn't get the grades that I needed, and I ultimately ended up at Central Missouri State. But it was a good thing for me. I'm not saying that was bad. I got there, and Willie Fritz, he was on me about education. At my time in Central, I was on the dean list, and I ultimately got drafted. So I think it was a disguise, a blessing in disguise.
Willie was the coach there?
Yeah, Willie Fritz. Yeah.
Wow. How about that? I have no idea.
Yeah. That was my coach, my head coach, man. He got me straight. I got to thank him for that. I was a knucklehead when I got there, but the Wednesday morning runs changed me a lot.
That's the Mules, right?
The Mules, yes, sir.
Oh, I love one of my favorite. I remember doing. I've seen games. I've actually been to Central Missouri. I thought that was the Mules. One of my favorite nicknames ever.
Well, it also just reemphasizes the fact that it doesn't matter where you are. If you have the goods, they will find you, and you will get that opportunity, and you seized on that opportunity.
Yeah, that's what Willie told me, because like when I first got there, I'm like, man, I'm better than this. He said, shit, if you as good, excuse me, he said, if you as good as you are, they'll come. He said, if you as good as you are, and you say you are, they will be here. And he didn't lie. My first year there, I went kind of crazy. And the second year, I went crazy. And pretty much every game I had scouts at. And like I said, I was invited to the draft, and I got drafted. So, I was invited to the combine, then I got drafted. So, at the end of the day, it worked out just like he said it would.
So there's been, as you know, a ton of coaching news this week. It's been crazy, whether it be the NFL or college. But one of the newsworthy stories around here, of course, is Mike Vrabel, let go by the Tennessee Titans. Was he the coach your last year, or did you guys not cross paths?
No, he was my coach for 2 years.
For 2 years, okay. What type of coach was Mike Vrabel? He seems like he's beloved, and everybody's talking so positively about him. But I guess the ownership felt just the last couple of years, with them being down years, that they would make the move. And you being in Nashville, so you know an awful lot about what Mike Vrabel's about. What would you say about him?
I'll start off by saying I watched Vrabel play. I played against him, and then he coached me. The guy is a winner. He knows how to win. He takes football serious, as y'all seen. And, I wish him nothing but the best. I think he's one of the top 5 coaches right now on the market. So I know he's going to land on his feet because the guy is genuine. He cares about his players. And if he's working with your organization, he's going to care about that organization. He's going to do everything it takes to get back to winning because that's what he is. He's a winner. So, with that situation, it's tough. I still do stuff with the Titan organization and with Amy. It's hard when some of these fans got to understand, you got to be in her shoes. She's the owner of the NFL team, and she's CEO of 30 other companies. Mm-hmm. So, things, I don't know what was said. I don't know what happened. I have to respect what she wants, because this is a business. They cut and fire players every day, you know what I mean? And and we'll see in the future if that was the right move or what. But time will tell. But at the end of the day, Vrabel was a great guy. I've cared about Vrabel ever since I played against him, watched him play, and then he coached me. And then the organization, the Tennessee organization, is deep there in my heart. So, at the end of the day, I really don't know. I'm not in the rooms. And then I see stuff on TV talking about close sources says that she got mad. He went, that's bull crap, But at the end of the day, it's what it is.
What's your thoughts on Bill Belichick? And I think for anybody that certainly has gone against the Patriots through all these years, like it's just probably weird to think that Bill Belichick's not going to be the coach of the Patriots now. You
see what I'm saying? Like that's crazy, right? Because you think of Bill Belichick, legendary coach, Hall of Famer. We all know that. Done so much for the organization up there in New England. But when you don't have good seasons, man, these owners, they want to make money too. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, sometimes they gotta make decisions that they probably don't want to make, but they got to make some decisions. And when I seen Bill was out, when I was hearing the news earlier in the season, I didn't believe it. But then when it came across and it did happen, I was, you always shocked when you see a great coach get fired. But again, like I said, that's the business side of it. And the only part is ours is televised, so people can see it all the time.
Absolutely. Delaney Walker joining us, former Niners and Titans linebacker, 3-time Pro Bowl selection, over 500 receptions in his NFL career. You can follow him on Twitter at Delaney Walker 82. We'll go over again Monday's schedule and what's going to be happening here in the city with Delaney and a bunch of other former NFL greats. Delaney, are you still doing your podcast?
I am. It's Slips and Picks with Bustin' with the Boys. So I'm with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, and it's just some locker room talk, as they say. And we talk about sport betting pretty much.
How often do you do it?
Every week. Every week.
Oh, you do it every week? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be until the Super Bowl, and then we may find something else to just talk crap about. So we'll see. That's what podcasts are nowadays. It's they're giving everybody the kind of platform to go on there and say what they kind of feel and do, and it's taking off. So I'm excited about seeing what happens in the future with it.
I'm trying. Did Jim Harbaugh coach you in San Francisco?
He did. Jim Harbaugh coached me actually in the Las Vegas Bowl when I was coming out of college, and then he coached me in San Francisco. So yeah, I have a real I have a thing for Jim Harbaugh. I like Jim Harbaugh a lot.
So have you had a chance to talk to him or be in touch with him since they won it?
No, I haven't talked to him since he won. I know he got a lot on his plate right now with either him going back to Michigan or him venturing off in the NFL. So I know that process is going to be straining on him, but I'll talk to him soon once all this smoke and stuff settle down.
What's your gut tell you?
Since he didn't sign the largest football contract, I'm assuming he may be coming to the NFL. He may see what kind of money he can get in the NFL before he makes that decision. So I don't know, man. Jim Harbaugh is a winner too. We've seen him do it at multiple schools: San Diego State, Stanford, San Francisco, now in Michigan. So I think if he came back to the league, anybody who have him, he'll definitely turn that team around.
All right, as we get ready to wrap things up, and we appreciate your time, Delaney, who's your pick? I mean, do you still have a soft spot for your first team, the 49ers? Do you think they win it or somebody else?
I'm hoping the 49ers win it. I hope they get back against Baltimore, because I'm assuming Baltimore may be going to the Super Bowl, and I want the 49ers to be in there. We need to get back from 2013. Yes. I'm a 49er fan, 49er diehard, always will be. They gave me the opportunity first by drafting me in the 6th round. A guy that played receiver, didn't know what position they wanted me to play, moved me to tight end, and just really gave me an opportunity to be who I am today. So I'm always going to have love for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, and you had a solid Super Bowl performance playing for the 49ers in Super Bowl 47. He's Delaney Walker, and Monday he'll be in Memphis. And again, one more time, Delaney, for our listeners, give them the details about Monday.
Pretty much like we said, it's MLK Day. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have a good time, but we also going to have a lot of information out there for you guys for resources on health, wellness, education, anything that you think you may need. Come up there. We may have somebody. We're going to have booths everywhere that may have some information that may benefit you. And please just come out, man. Have fun. It'll be, like you said, there'll be a lot of athletes there. There'll be a lot of people there. It'll be a great time. You just celebrate Martin Luther King Day.
Delaney, keep up the great work. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Have fun on Monday.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Take care. Again, some of the players, Chris Johnson, remember how good he was with the Titans. Javon Kearse, remember how good he was. Former Ole Miss Rebel Dexter McCluster, Neil O'Donnell, just some of the names that will be here on Monday, fingers crossed, with the weather.
Hopefully the weather cooperates. But Delaney's a good dude. Remember having him on at Super Bowls and stuff. He's a really good dude. Great interview, always is. And that's crazy. Willie Fritz.
Did you have any idea?
I didn't know. I had no idea Willie Fritz coached at Central Missouri. I've been to Central Missouri. I had no idea Willie Fritz was the coach there, and I didn't know until I was looking it up that Delaney Walker went to Central Missouri State. So, but he was a mule.
Yeah, he was a mule. He was a mule in the NFL. He carried a lot of people on his back. I mean, that guy was good, and he got better. Like I said at the start of the interview, in San Francisco, as he said, he was learning to be a tight end. When he was with the Titans, he was basically a perennial Pro Bowl selection as a tight end. I mean, a pass-catching tight end who could block his you-know-what off.
East Coast Wings and Grill, folks. Tonight, the Grizzlies will be in action. If you're not headed down to the game, of course, tomorrow night as well. They got all kinds of games coming up. If you're not going to the games or when they're on the road, certainly a great place to go watch those is at East Coast Wings and Grill. Of course, the Tigers as well. When they're in action, you can watch those games there. NFL playoffs all weekend long. They'll have games on up there. Everything, all the action is always on at East Coast Wings and Grill. And while you're watching the games, you can enjoy great food like their wings, 60 different flavors to choose from, 7 different heat indexes as well. But beyond the wings, a lot of other great items on that menu, from their great sandwiches, the salads or flatbreads, all kinds of outstanding stuff on the menu at East Coast Wings and Grill. You can get it delivered via DoorDash. You can order online at eastcoastwings.com. Go pick it up yourself. But it's always a great time, just a great atmosphere. They got 24 draft beers on tap, so you can enjoy a great drink as well. Any other beers or drinks that you need, they've got you taken care of at East Coast Wings and Grill. And a great staff to serve you. It's just a good, fun place to hang out and watch the games. East Coast Wings and Grill, located off Highway 64, Kate Hyde Boulevard. It runs right between the Lowe's and Walmart there off Highway 64 in Bartlett. East Coast Wings and Grill.
When we come back, we turn our attention to Memphis Tigers basketball as they get set to venture to Wichita, Kansas, to battle Wichita State on Sunday. We'll have the Tiger basketball report with the professor, Matt Dillon. He's next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 at 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's a new year, and Family Leisure has a new way to bring family and fun together. All you have to do is walk into Family Leisure and look around. All those floor model patio sets you see, those have got to go, so Family Leisure can make room for all the new sets coming. Get a wicker sofa set for under $2,000. Pool tables under $1,500. Theater seating for under $2,000. Hot tubs for $4,000 or just for yourself. If you really want to lounge, they're under $5,000. Need patio cushions? Get them as low as $25. Oh, have you seen those infrared steam saunas? Well, now they and the traditional saunas are 25% off. It may just be the first few weeks of 2024, but that doesn't mean you can't start getting ready for summer. 2 final things. Purchase your above-ground pool now and get first in line for installation, and take advantage of special financing that's available. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, bringing the family and the fun back together.
There have been times when all seemed dark, when it seemed night would last forever. Souls wandered the earth in search of something satisfying, something fulfilling, and then, when all seemed lost, dawn broke, and it was sunrise. At last the people had their dream realized. They could have not just breakfast, or lunch, or even 11sies, but they could have them served fast and fresh and made just for them. At last, at long last, the cock has crowed.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. When I talk to people about selling their homes or buying one, my motto is stick to your game plan. I learned this from my friend Coach Terry Tippett. Coach, you didn't go into a game without having a plan, did you?
No, Sheldon. Having a plan was critical to the success of all my teams.
That's right, Coach. Sticking to your game plan helped you win 4 state championships.
That's wrong, Sheldon. It was 6, just like the number of shots you make on a par 3.
Well, Coach, we've played golf together. What advice can you give me about my game?
You probably need to stick to real estate, as you're much better at doing that, or perhaps bowling.
Great advice about real estate, not bowling. And as I always tell people, if they're thinking of selling their home, talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and let me be one of them. As they often say, when you want the job done, Coach, who should they call?
Shell Dunn, of course.
You can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
East Memphis Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store. It's really a customer service store. With 20 employees along with complete inventory of items, big to little, finding what you need is easy. Choosing from a complete selection of Big Green Egg as well as Traeger and Weber grills. And the Garden Center has everything for your yard. You can get glass cut, repair screens, even new keys with key fob programming. Tools, nuts, bolts, screws, you need it. East Memphis Ace Hardware has it. And they're just down the street at the corner of Quince and White Station. Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic brought to you by Curfew.
Enjoy the ultimate dining experience at Curfew with specials every night. Mississippi Monday, Tuesday Ladies Night, Wing Wednesday, and Thursday Hotel Guest Appreciation Day. Curfew American Tavern Craft Cocktails, your new destination. 164 Union Avenue, main floor of the Canopy Hotel.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. We have no shortage of fender benders out here this morning. A lot of standing water on main and secondary arteries. Give yourself extra time. Visibility is way down in certain areas as that rain continues to move right through our area, right in the heart of rush hour traffic. It's still a little bit busy trying to get up through the Midtown area as of the last check there on 240 northbound up by Lamar. Hey, 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services here in Memphis. Check out tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. Halfway home on this Friday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd. Time now to talk some Tigers with the professor, Matt Dillon.
It's time to talk Tiger hoops. It's the Tiger Basketball Report with Tigers radio analyst Matt Dillon. The Tiger Basketball Report is brought to you by Central Barbecue, La Guadalupana, Car Corner on Mount Moriah, Dave & Buster's, Colettas, Ben Schwanger Glass, and Los Cabos on Summer Avenue. Now, here's Matt Dillon with Greg and Eli.
Well, I know this. This is not Matt's first rodeo. So, Matt, I would imagine that you have the thickest, warmest coat ever put together for this trip to Wichita, because I know you're going to be cold and everybody's going to be cold, but you're going to be prepared.
Yeah, I'm going to be prepared. I remember the Liberty Bowl back in 2017, but I'm just perusing the weather forecast for Wichita, Kansas at the moment on my computer, and it's a heat wave, actually. It's actually going up to 7 on Saturday, -5 for a low, Sunday 1 degree high, -3 low. So won't be any swimming pool going outside and doing that, or running or whatever.
1 degree high. Why don't they just round it off and say 0? It's going to be 0 out there.
there's a big difference between 0 and 1. When you walk outside, you could tell the difference between
You
0
really
and 1.
can. Absolutely.
It's major difference. We don't want you guys. We don't want you to get stranded in another city. We don't want you stranded on another road trip.
Well, I'll tell you, it seems like every year now we're having a problem. But let me say one thing, and I got to really give credit to Garrett Kelly, our ops guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did a great job getting us hotel rooms at 3:00 in the morning and everything else. We didn't know what time we were going to leave. They said a plane was coming earlier, and then it didn't come, and then maybe another one. And we finally said, "Heck, we're going to the hotel." We didn't get home till late in the afternoon the next day. So it's just one of those things. You guys have traveled, you've done games, you get on that airplane hoping it'll start and get back. And I hope we can get back before the snow starts, maybe late on Sunday. So it should be very interesting. At least the game's at noon, so it'll help a little bit.
I could find you some hotel rooms at 3 a.m. I'm not sure you want to stay there, but I can find you some. I can find some hotel rooms.
Do they charge by the hour? I mean,
sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Matt, what is the worst experience you've had on a Tigers trip as far as the accommodations / travel / weather?
I can give you a really interesting story from last year. We got hung in Dallas after playing SMU, waited around, and then didn't have a part and couldn't fix the airplane or whatever. So the team went off to a big, nice hotel downtown in Dallas, and we went to a place called the Sterling Hotel. And when you go into a place, you anticipate it not being very nice. You're thinking, oh, well, maybe it will be okay when you get up in your room. Well, let me just give you an instance. The door didn't shut in my room. It had blood in the bathtub.
Oh man!
Yes. Fellas, I'm telling you, I slept in a chair with all my clothes on. I didn't even lay down on the bed or
there were no
anything.
chalk outlines anywhere, were there?
Yeah, I was looking around to see if there was some crime tape. But it was incredible. But when the elevator opened and we got up to the floor, I knew this was not going to be good.
I'm assuming there weren't enough rooms for the media, for the broadcast team. Is that what it was?
Well, that's what it was, and they had to scramble and find some rooms. Of course, we were going out of Hobby Airport, and it was a hotel out in that area, and it's unbelievable. I mean, I had nightmares. I called my wife. I said, "You won't believe I'm sitting in a chair. I'm not even going to bed all night." It was awful. I mean, it was pretty bad. But for the most part, it's been pretty good. Honestly, to tell you the truth, but a couple of times it's been pretty difficult. That was a difficult situation, and I don't know when that place was built, but they haven't done much to it maintenance-wise since it opened up.
Called your wife and said your goodbyes.
She asked my insurance to pay it. I said, yes, it is.
The Tiger Basketball Report brought to you by Coletta's, La Guadalupana, Car Corner on Mount Moriah, Central Barbecue, Ben Swinger Glass, Los Cabos, and Dave and Buster's. Well, how's the heart doing after these games, man? Every single game, it's the same story now. It's coming down to the wire. They find a way to win them, which is the important part. But, man, it wouldn't hurt to have a laugher here and there.
Well, I tell you what, I'm ready for a breather, to be honest with you. It's amazing how things changed quickly. During this we played 6 of the last 7 at home. It started out great. Now it seems like it's been a struggle, Eli, to get a solid, going away win. I think the big thing about it, and I told Jeff on our postgame show the other night that the Tigers are the hunted team now. People are going to give them their best shot, and that's exactly what happens. And I don't know if the players are just not, realizing that hey, these people are coming after us every game in our league. We went through it when Coach Calipari was here. I mean, we'd go to places and they won all the time, usually won, but it was a struggle. You go to East Carolina, places like that. I mean, this return game at SMU is going to be very interesting when we go down there. You're hunted right now, and people circle that on their schedule when you're coming into town. So, a couple of things have happened. It seems like, of course, the Mills being hurt, I think, is something that's going to be a long-range problem maybe a little bit for this team. He's really going to be missed because he's a guy that can play multiple positions. I mean, he blended right in, can give you enough offense when you need it at times. Good defender. And I really hate to see him go down like that. That was a really sad situation for him, and a great young man. And you hate to see his career end in that kind of fashion. But Eli, it's been a struggle, but they made plays when they've had to. And again, and I probably I guess mentioned this to you guys before, but when Javon Quinterly plays well, his team is really on a roll, and he's closed games out at the end. You got to give him a tremendous amount of credit. I mean, he's done things at the end that really have saved this basketball team. And as long as he's playing good, this team's going to be hard to beat because he's such a clutch player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really is.
I don't know if he has a nickname, but he should be called the closer. 14-2. It's very odd to have a coach that's frustrated and a fan base to some degree that's a little concerned. And you have the right to be concerned with these close shaves. But 14-2, like you said, Matt, they know how to close out. They know how to win basketball games. But what I got out of the last game, and I called the game on ESPN Plus, but after the game, driving home, listening to you guys on the post game, and you may have been over at Alfred's by this time, but Wolo is interviewing Penny. But I'm sure, obviously, you heard it wherever you were.
Yes.
And Penny basically said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that he is going to get rid of the help defense and basically stick with man-to-man. Your guy versus you, mano-a-mano. That's how he's going to play because in the wake of this help defense, guys have been out of position. They're not communicating. They're leaving the perimeter wide open. That's why UTSA got all those open threes and were able to knock down 17 of them. But that's what I got out of that they're going to go strictly man. I mean, they may throw zone in every once in a while, but as opposed to helping each other out, you're just going to be concerned with your guy.
You're exactly right. That's what's happening. And it kind of surprised me a little bit because this team had been a good defensive team early in the year and communicated. And again, and Mills is a good defender, so that's part of it, I think, the equation. But you got a new guy, Tomlin, in the lineup. He's learning how to do things as well. But some guys didn't stay in front of their players recently. Now, that really surprised me a little bit, to be honest with you, because this team should be able to lock down, defend people. Coach Hardaway was very upset. Of course, he's in front of us, walking back and forth, and we could hear him talking. He couldn't believe some of the defensive switches and things that they had done. So, they do a lot of gap coverage. I think we're going to see a change in that probably. As you said, it's going to be mano-mano, man-on-man. You're going to stick and probably not switch as much. You're going to probably trail and lock on people. So we'll see how this changes. But, again, you got to guard the three-point line. That's something this team has really not done very well all year, to be honest with you, because you look at the three-point statistics of their opponents now. I mean, it's amazing that how many have been attempted. 304 against the Tigers, and I'm telling you, they have attempted a lot. Now that recently they started hitting them. First year they didn't, but that's what's really changed the complexion of this defense. And that three ball, fellas, I tell you what, when you shoot it the way that UTSA did the other night, I mean, it's really depressing as you fight to get back, and then here's all of a sudden somebody bombs 2 threes, you're back down by 5 or 6 again quickly. So they got to guard a three-point line, get back on defense at times. I think certain people, get out of position. I think that they go for steals sometimes that it really hurts them. I know they threw back over their head and went down and got some fast break points the other night. So you got to play sound defense, and people have tape on you too after a while. And let's be honest about it. I mean, people can't scratch their head or whatever. They don't know what they do. It's amazing how, the scouting has improved so much. But, yeah, the defense is going to be an interesting question we go on the road. There's some places that are going to be kind of dicey. East Carolina's starting to play. They're not a great team. That's a tough place to play. But you go on the road, Florida Atlantic, and, kind of worried about them. They're not playing like they did the first of the year. But, again, you've got to play defense on the run. You really have to buckle down. And I'm going to say one other thing. I got to give the crowds credit at home. The last 3 games, they really helped will this team at the end. And it's a tough situation for the opposing team to come in here and play when it's loud and really going good.
Well, the thing you mentioned, going into the conference season, the thought is Memphis and Florida Atlantic are going to completely dominate every other team.
Right.
And then we'll see what happens in make. And now we know obviously Memphis has struggled in every conference game. Florida Atlantic has struggled in every conference game. Now they actually lost one of those. Last night they get the 1-point win over Tulane. But it's, again, obviously these teams are certainly stepping up what they're doing when they're playing the two teams that everybody assumes are the dominant teams in the conference.
No question. Their coach, he's already said it. Hey, we're the hunted, and you got to get ready for it. You know, the Cinderella thing's gone now. That bloom just died. I mean, when you go in there now, since you went to the Final Four last year, people really come after you. And those two games at the end of the year, it's going to be exciting to have them at the end of the year. And that's really something to shoot for. But gosh, Eli, you got so many games in between there that, and I'm looking at the net ratings of some of these teams. It's amazing to me how you're going to have to really get up. You have to generate, especially on the road, your own enthusiasm.
But did you think
and
UTSA,
now when you think
Matt,
about it, SMU has moved in front of them in the net?
Yeah, but Matt, did you think UTSA was a 285 net team? Watching them play? Are you kidding me?
Not when I saw them play, but boy, you look at their
the results that previously. I mean,
anybody.
Well, they were 7-8. They had an overtime win over Rice.
Lamar and Jacksonville.
Yeah, but
State
they only had
Texas
their
State.
They only had their stud for the last 5 games, and he was great against Memphis. They got a 7-footer who can step out and shoot threes that look. I mean, and they're picked for 14th. I don't see that happening. But your point is well taken. I mean, all these are going to be challenges. There's no question that there's concern from a lot of people, and there should be. And from me, I as you said, going to Tulane is going to be tough, and that's coming up soon. Wichita State on Sunday is going to be no picnic. Going to East Carolina, they're pretty good. Charlotte, look at what Charlotte's done so far. So, I mean, there are tough games, whether they're home or away, no question about it, but Memphis has found a way to win all these games. So Sunday, where the crowd could get raucous at times, right? Over the years, it has been raucous. You got Jaquan Walton returning back to his old team. He's going to play against his old team. What do you expect to see on Sunday?
Oh, I think it's going to be rock and roll. I don't care if it's below zero. Those people show up there. There's no question about it. I think the big thing, and I asked Jaquan, are you ready to go back? He kind of smiled and said, yeah, I want to go back. It should be very interesting to see how everything goes. A couple of things that I think are going to be real keys in this game. One is rebounding. This is a good rebounding basketball team in Wichita State. They are the best rebounding team in the league. They're 11th in the NCAA in rebounding.
Wow.
That's the time the Tigers have struggled on the boards, as you guys are well aware of that, especially giving up offensive second-chance points.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something they do pretty well. They're third in offensive rebounds in our league as well. They really hit the glass. They have multiple guys that do it. They're not tremendously big, but they really put bodies on you, and they're pretty physical. The thing about them is they struggle to shoot the basketball. They're 10th in the league in field goal percentage. But if you give them second-chance opportunities on the glass, that certainly is going to help them, I think, tremendously as well. They're not a great three-point shooting team. They're 12th in the league. They only have 93 threes this year, which is actually next to last in our league. So they're not a team that's going to bomb. Completely different than the way UTSA play. They're going to kind of jam that ball down. They're going to try to hit the glass, play ping pong with it and everything else. So you got to give yourself up. And as you guys are well aware, rebounding is desire and giving your body up. Yeah. You have to do it. And the last 3-4 games, some guys haven't done that, and it's going to be interesting to see how that changes. I think it's to be a game for Tomlin could maybe, hopefully, come in and have a presence. He fouled out the last 2 games, which is very interesting. And I went back and looked, and in 36 games, he only fouled out 4 times last year at Kansas State. So very unusual for him to do that. He's pressing a little bit. You can tell he doesn't know completely the offensive and defensive schemes, and he's really trying to do too much when he comes in. So this is a game that maybe he could settle down and come in. I don't know if anybody can guard him that they have. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But that should be a very interesting matchup along with Dandridge, and Dandridge should be able to play well against this team.
All right, Matt. Safe travels. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. I'm going to get my tan, and y'all can see when I get back and see if FedEx Forum.
That sounds great. Thank you, Matt.
See you guys.
Yeah, Wichita State is a bad shooting team. They're a bad 3-point shooting team. They're a bad free throw shooting team.
But a great rebounding team.
They get rebounds. There's a lot of rebounds available when they shoot.
And Memphis is not a great rebounding team.
But okay. They get nearly 59% of their points from 2-pointers, which is a really high number in today's basketball.
Got a big shout out to all our great sponsors of the Tiger Basketball Report.
That's right. David Buster's, La Guadalupana, Los Cabos, Ben Swanger Glass, Car Corner on Mount Moriah, Central Barbecue, and Coletta's.
And a shout out to also one of our terrific sponsors, All-Star Chevrolet. If you're ready to drive a new Silverado into 2024, All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch has financing down to 1.9% or up to $7,500 in cash. You get another $2,250 with your trade-in on select vehicles. You will love the new All-Star Chevy Equinox and Trailblazers with financing down to 1.9 and no payment for 90 days. That's 3 months with no payments. Also, if you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned vehicle, All-Star is loaded up. Lots of pre-owned Silverados, Tahoes, the Traverses with the third row seating, which you can do much more together as a family. Take those nice trips around the country and have fun and do it in luxury. If it's not there, just ask Jeff. They'll find it for you. They got Jeeps, they got Broncos, all types of amazing vehicles on their pre-owned lot. Kevin and Jeff and everyone at All-Star Chevy asked me to wish you a very happy and healthy new year. Remember, it's not South Haven, nor Mount Moriah, Bartlett, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, Mississippi. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com. We'll talk about the penalties that the NCAA is going to levy on Florida State when we return. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Is your home still not warm enough or running out of hot water? Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, and we've got exciting news for you. Introducing Choate's Carrier Repair Buyback Program. If you've had HVAC or water heater repairs in the past year, you're in luck. Choate's will credit your repair costs up to $1,500 with a brand new HVAC or tankless water heater system. Yep, you heard right. Just bring your repair invoice from the last 365 days and get ready to upgrade your home's comfort. Say goodbye to those chilly nights and inconsistent heating. Choate's has you covered with various low-payment financing plans, making your upgrade more affordable than ever. Imagine a more efficient and reliable system keeping your family cozy all winter long. And here's the best part. This offer is a substantial boost towards a state-of-the-art heating solution. Ready to take the next step? Schedule your free estimate by calling 347-8086. And remember, turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
When you think about insurance and you want great value without sacrificing great service, I want you to think one place. The Eflin Insurance and the entire Eflin Insurance team. Matt and his group of professionals will access 10 leading companies to find the right home and auto program that fits your budget and your absolute needs. The Eflin Insurance team, the number 386-GER, 386-4777.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Well. Kalen DeBoer had to cancel a radio interview in Seattle this morning.
Uh-oh. They tracking the plane?
KJR tweeted out that he was scheduled to be on with them this morning. They say he will not be joining them this morning, but they will reschedule their interview soon, they say.
Maybe. He may not be joining them at all.
This might be a different way of introducing him. Also, Ian Rappaport tweets out that he says it was written into Gerard Mayo's contract that he would be the successor to Bill Belichick.
And nobody knew that? They kept that quiet.
Why would anybody see Gerard Mayo's contract?
Who knows? I mean, that stuff always seems to leak out, but I mean, it's a great hire. A lot of people thought that Mike Vrabel would get the job, and that makes a lot of sense. And as soon as the news became official about Belichick, a lot of the big wigs in media that are insiders with the NFL, they said it's one of two guys. It's either Mayo or Vrabel. But obviously, if it's in the contract, that makes a lot of sense. Gerard Mayo, if you haven't heard, officially now the new coach of the New England Patriots, former Tennessee Volunteer.
If you did know that, you could have loaded up once the odds started coming out who the next Patriots coach was going to be. You could have loaded up, but places wouldn't let you bet a whole bunch of money. But you could have made a little money on Gerard Mayo.
That's a good point. All right, so Mike Norvell is the other name that's out there with Kalen DeBoer, and I guess Tommy Reese's name as well, since we've already heard about Dan Lanning saying no, Sark, and I'm not sure that Alabama was out there inquiring about them. You would think they would, but right off the bat, Lane Kiffin's name popped up. You knew he wasn't leaving. Dabo, I don't think there was the interest in him, but he came out and said, no, I'm staying. Mike hasn't said anything yet, but with that news, who knows if that will lead to Kalen DeBoer being the next head coach at Alabama. In the meantime, for Mike, you can understand the frustrations of everything that happened. We were talking to Varlas about it, and you think he was spot on. Florida State, they're upset. They want to out of the ACC. They're looking at ways to get out of that long commitment. Not making the playoff in the 4-team won't be a problem, I don't think, in teams in that situation when it goes to 12, right? There's a lot more spots. But this came out of, seemingly nowhere yesterday. The NCAA announcing significant penalties for Florida State's football team, including 2 years probation and the disassociation with its NIL collective for 1 season for violating rules on using name, image, and likeness offers as a recruiting inducement. In addition, an FSU assistant coach, ESPN, using their sources, confirming to them it was offensive coordinator Alex Atkins was suspended 3 games for his involvement. The university also must disassociate with a specific booster for 3 years. Okay, so the one thing that's a little confusing to me is disassociating with its NIL collective for 1 season. Do they have several other collectives? Because how is that going to work with the players currently on the team and the players coming in?
See, the whole thing, and I don't even understand, because one of the collective, from what I understand, the collective can still do deals with players. I don't know what the program disassociated with that means. I think it just means the program can't
go to lunch with them?
Promote the collective. Hey, donate to our collective. I don't know. Because what I've read was the collective can still do deals with players. It's just the program has to disassociate, whatever that means.
Yeah, because when I read that, I go, that's got to be the stiffest penalty ever, since the NIL came into existence just a few years ago. But since that started, if they were disassociating themselves with their collective, could you imagine that the Grove Collective, you can't use that. Well, then how are the players getting their? That makes no sense. So that makes more sense now that we're just talking about that as far as promotions and things like that, which they couldn't do anyway. Then they get the 2 years probation.
You can promote your collective.
Then what are they even saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's I think the part they can't do now.
That's what I'm talking about. With this penalty, they can't promote it. That's what I mean. But the 2 years probation, it is what it is, and the coach getting suspended for the first 3 games of next season. So again, all these things, it's got to be frustrating to Mike Norvell. But again, we don't know anything yet as far as the head coaching job that's vacant at Alabama. But the interesting news involving Kalen DeBoer and the radio interview that was called off.
The main thing that apparently, and again, this comes down to just like everybody that gets caught penalized. It's like apparently just, I don't know, you were sloppy in doing it. But they say that Adkins drove, I think it was a transfer. I think a Georgia offensive lineman who was looking to transfer. He drove him to a meeting with this booster of her head of the collective, where that guy offered like $15,000 a month and encouraged him to go to Florida State. And so that's what they got in trouble for, because it was an inducement to attend Florida State being offered, which is, again, it really just comes down to being sloppy. I don't know how this got out in the NCAA.
Because that's really what it is, right?
Because that's what all of these collectives are doing this. Every school is doing this.
Right.
Everybody knows what. Now, it may not be, again, it may be that they were so sloppy and that he drove him and they had this direct in person rather than
that's the problem.
Getting intermediaries like, hey, yeah, here's what he could get if he came here. You know, they talked about like a lot of, they know this is going on everywhere, but they can't prove it. Like this just happens to be one they were apparently able to prove that this happened. You know, but they've talked about like there are coaches reaching out to everybody to try and get word. They're talking about calling high school coaches of their former players, like, hey, if you could just get word to this guy, like this is what he could get if he came here. But they also said there's a lot of players who aren't yet in the portal who are reaching out to other schools and trying to find out what might be available. Like it's going in every single direction. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, again, it looks like Florida State just got really sloppy in doing it and apparently just did it in a situation where the NCAA was easy to prove what they did.
One other quick college football note. Former Texas, Nebraska, and Florida Atlantic quarterback Casey Thompson committed Thursday to Oklahoma. He'll be playing his 7th season in college football and his 4th different school. He was a graduate student last year at Florida Atlantic playing for Tom Herman. He originally signed with Herman at Texas. 7th year, 4th different team. Again, it just sounds like a nomad in baseball. Yeah, I'm in my 7th year with my 4th different team. When we come back, hour 3 of the program will open up with the always entertaining Brandon Lang, then 10 in a row. I think it's a fun topic this week. I think you'll enjoy it. 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. And more on the NFL Super Wild Card Weekend. That's all coming up in hour 3. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's Barbecue.
Hi, this is Jimmy Stovall with Corky's Barbecue. We have been serving up our legendary barbecue for more than 39 years, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Whether you're dining in, picking up in our drive-thru, or serving our famous barbecue at your office or home. With Corky's Party Pack, you are the hit of the party. Barbecue pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, and buns, starting at only $8.49 per person. And as you know, we send plenty of food. You never have to worry about running out with Corky.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's Barbecue.
Hi, this is Jimmy Stovall with Corky's Barbecue. We have been serving up our legendary barbecue for more than 39 years, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Whether you're dining in, picking up in our drive-thru, or serving our famous barbecue at your office or home, with Corky's Party Pack, you are the hit of the party. Barbecue pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, and buns, starting at only $8.49 per person. And as you know, we send plenty of food. You never have to worry about running out with Corky.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, the official hotel of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working towards your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day, from comfortable guest rooms to a complimentary hot breakfast. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay. Fairfield by Marriott, part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels, an official hotel of the NCAA.
It's the Start Something New sales event, and it's on now at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Start your new year off in a new ride with 2023 Jeep Renegade. We Gossett at $24,990. How about a 2023 Grand Wagoneer 111 4x4, $10,000 off MSRP. Plus, get unparalleled power in a new 2022 Charger Scat Pack. Your time to get $10,000 off MSRP at Gossett on the Pike. And there's never been a better time than right now for 2023 Dodge Charger SXT. We Gossett only $29,990. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Renegade Triple P 56029 MSRP 30,040 Wagoneer PS 508 331 MSRP 112,285 Charger NH 251 172 MSRP 58,020 SXT PH 508 657 MSRP 35,930 includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Don't miss your Grizzlies tonight at 7 p.m. when they host the Los Angeles Clippers, presented by Travel Nurses. Arrive early. First 5,000 will receive a Jaren Jackson Jr. growth chart. Get ready for a Western Conference showdown and secure your tickets today by visiting Grizzlies.com.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. We're still dealing with some wet driving conditions out here. Give yourself plenty of extra time. Still a little bit of volume coming inbound on Lamar as you come up out of Olive Branch, making your way up towards 240. I-40 itself, not too terribly bad. Westbound up by Sycamore View Road. Normally it'd be a little bit heavier, but we've had some problems in the Midtown area. It seems like on and off all morning long, up and down. 240, give yourself extra time, especially in the Midtown area. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64 is your Valentine's Day headquarters. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:04 the time. Final hour for us today. Final hour for us this week, in fact, here on Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, their floor model sale is going on right now at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently, it's raining, it's snowing. No, it's raining, but it may be snowing later tonight when the temperature dips. It's currently 50 degrees, and the winds are howling at about 16 miles per hour. Now, tonight it will get into the low 30s and then the upper 20s. We're looking at a okay Saturday, but then things go to hell in a handbasket. Or is that what they say? Hell in a handbasket? Mm-hmm. Sunday night into Monday is what they're saying. And the prediction right now is snowfall, maybe up to 3 inches of snow. And with Monday, it's a holiday, so that's a good thing. There's less people on the road, but it's a bad thing because it is the big event over at FedEx Forum with the Grizzlies' annual MLK Junior Day game, but also the symposium, the Legacy Awards. And I think the Legacy Awards get underway at 3:30, the game just after 5. That is a great event. Love that event, and hopefully the roads won't be too bad and everything will be fine. And everybody can get to town for that event on Monday. The Grizzlies will be playing the Golden State Warriors, that particular game. But they have tonight the Clippers, tomorrow night the Knicks, and then the Warriors on Monday. So 3 games in 4 days for the injury-riddled Grizzlies.
Now you got me. What's the little thing? It's raining, it's pouring.
The old man is snoring.
And then what after that?
I don't know, but I said snowing, which was wrong.
He's from
raining,
growing
it's
up. It said he went to
pouring.
bed with a cold in his head.
And now he something in the morning.
He went to bed with a cold in his head?
Yeah,
and now
he was sick.
That doesn't sound right. But
yeah, but again,
it's raining,
that's
it's pouring. The old man is snoring.
Yeah,
I thought there was bumping of the head. I thought there was a bump to his head
I
somewhere.
don't know about that. I bumped my head because I said it's raining, it's snowing, but that's wrong. It's raining, it's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went and couldn't get up in the morning, something like that.
I thought he bumped his head. He couldn't get
that
up in
may
the morning.
be it.
But what's right before
He'll look it up. Zach, by the way, looks fabulous in his.
I don't remember.
aqua
I don't
today.
remember the cold in his head. I was thinking he bumped his head.
Yeah, so it's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went to bed. He bumped his head, and he couldn't get up in the morning. That sounds depressing.
So you were right about the bumping of the head. I was right that he couldn't get up in the morning because he was unconscious probably. He knocked himself out.
See, honestly, this is like when I was a kid. I used to do this thing, and I never questioned it. But now I'm like, so if he was already snoring, wouldn't we presume he was already in bed?
It's raining. It's pouring. The old man is snoring, so he's sleeping in the bed.
Then he went, but then it says he went to bed. He went to bed, bumped his head, couldn't get up in the morning.
Maybe he was sleepwalking.
He was already snoring. He should have already been in bed. What's he?
Right. Maybe he's sleepwalking. He's snoring. Then he bumped his head and never got up in the morning, and he died. Hey, some of those things that we learned as a kid, man, they're like disturbing. Let's be honest here. We're going to be joined in just a moment by Brandon Lang. And then later on, 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. I'm excited about this one. I think this is a fun one. So the Super Wild Card Weekend, 6 games, 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday. The game on Saturday night in Kansas City, they're looking at the strong possibility of historically cold record numbers. Record cold. The coldest NFL game on record. I'm sure that you've heard of this if you're a football fan or just a sports fan. That was 1967, the NFL championship game. That was December 31st, 1967 to be exact, at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was minus 13 degrees, but the wind chill factor was 48 below. Now, there was a game at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the AFC Championship game, back on January 10th, 1982. It was 9 degrees. It was 59 below wind chill in a game in which the Bengals won 27-7 over the San Diego Chargers. But we know it's warm in Vegas. At least it normally is. It's time for Brandon Lang.
It's time to handicap this week's action. Joining Greg and Eli is sports handicapper Brandon Lang, subject of the movie Two for the Money.
It's P equals P. You walk into a strip bar and you let her take your hand and drag you into that champagne room. Pressure equals problems. You just can't do it. And I'm telling you, pressure equals problems in the NFL.
Get Brandon's plays at BrandonLang.com.
There's 4 things you can't handicap in sports. There's 4 things. Penalties, turnovers, player stupidity, and coaching stupidity. What are they smoking?
Also, listen to Brandon with Clay Harbor and Cam Rogers on the Believe Podcast Network.
You're on a dating app, and they don't show a body picture. Run! Run!
Now, here's Brandon with Greg and Eli.
He is Brandon Lang. Are you in Vegas or in New York right now?
I'm in Vegas. She's actually flying out right now to spend a couple days with me. She wants to see me film my TV show called Cappers, which is going to air on Pluto Network. We're finishing up episode 2 this weekend. It has turned out absolutely fantastic. It's Andy Weiss did Punk with Ashton Kutcher, and brother did Entourage, Rob Weiss. We Bros, their production company. Andy's directing. It's so well written. It's fun. I've had a blast.
How many episodes are you going to do?
When do we get to see it?
So we're doing 2 now, and they'll literally air in the next 2 or 3 weeks once they get through post, and then we're going to do 2 more in March Madness. She's got some great private investors, and we're going to do 2 more to start football season. And we're just going to keep, it's great.
Well, if you need cameos, Eli and I just pick up the tab. We'll fly out to Vegas and meet you out there and do some cameos.
Well, I can put anybody on the show I want. All you guys got to do is get here. So it's like we shot a scene last night with me and Andy. So Steve-O, who's on my website, wants me and Andy to train like these young handicappers. And Andy's drunk and we're in a bar shooting pool. And Andy's like going, I'm 5 and 17, my last 22. He's going to fire me if I don't train these guys. And he said he was going to fire you. And I'm kind of looking at him going, that movie made about me, Andy. He's not going to fire me. I mean, I'll let him think he can fire me, but he ain't firing me. All right. So, and I'm on a heater. So I'm on a heater. And I write more money than anybody at the site. So he can say he's going to fire me, but trust me, Andy. You, on the other hand, I just got to get you on a heater. It was just a great scene of me talking him off the wall. It's going to be fun. So she's flying out to watch 2 days of filming. And that's the funny thing about it is Andy wants to put her on camera because he wants to show my significant other. Because what he's trying to do, he's trying to show, like, my whale comes to town. And I get off this massive private jet. And we just went down to the islands. We're coming in to bet the games week 17. And I wake up in the private jet. I'm like, where are we? He's like, we're in Vegas. I get off the private jet. I got my shirt off, my Louis Vuitton backpack over my right shoulder. You can see how ripped I am. It was Andy's idea. And it's like Entourage meets sports gambling. And he wants to put sexy women and this and that. And I'm like, Andy, I just can't do sexy women, bro. I'm madly in love. He's like, what do you want me to do? Am I going to cast a girl as your girlfriend because she won't be on camera? And I'm like, well, there's a very good chance of that. So just understand. She's not. He's like, damn. So we're trying to figure out how to maybe try to get her in this nightclub scene that he wants to see, but she doesn't want to be on camera. She's so hot. Oh, my God, she's so hot. And I just, I got to figure out a way to babe. She got to do this one scene for me. That's it. So I don't know if she's going to do it. I don't think she's going to do it. And so now Andy's like, how can I show that the lead character of the show, like Vince on Entourage, she says, that's you. You're the show. He's like, how do I, well, then you have to cast to go be my girlfriend. She's going to be on camera. So anyway, it's a little, your man, you date this guy for 5 months and he's going to be on a TV show, and now you don't want to be on TV, so now you have to accept the fact that he's going to have a girlfriend on the show. Now, it complicates things a little bit, but I don't care. We'll figure it out. But the show's great. Can't wait to see her. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, and how'd the paddle game go? I think it was the Ravens, right?
No, it was Buffalo.
Good.
You won Buffalo, yeah. The by the way, I don't even what I was on. I think I was going through like some apps or something the other day on my TV, and I saw Pluto TV, and I thought of you. I was like, hey, there it is. I got it. I know where it is. I do have it. I know I can watch it.
You got it. So it's going to be great. It's going to be really, really great. So it's just, I think I'm pretty happy about it. I come across pretty funny, as you guys know. I'm a pretty funny guy. So it's.
We could say that. You can't say that. Yes, you are funny.
You guys say that.
You are funny. All right.
So we'll see what happens. But,
and you said you're on a heater too. So you got the slap game came through, and then so what else has been happening because you've been hot?
College basketball. So let me ask you this: how hot I am in college basketball? Last night I went to 15-3. My last 18, 15-3 run. What would you say was the biggest upset on the board last night in college basketball?
Last night, I gotta think about
the biggest upset. Actual outright upset?
They beat him. Yeah, they beat him for the first time.
Oh, we was Santa Clara.
There you go, +8, best bet. Night before last, Georgia at home, -2 over Arkansas, won by 8. Night before that, Boise State at home, +2.5 for College State. They won outright. And when I tell you that those are the ones out of the website, they're dogs that I'm leaving out that I like that I don't use because I like these dogs better. Like I looked at Miami of Florida, plus the points over Miami. I said the Hurricanes they're so due for a letdown. I'm not saying Louisville's going to win the game outright, but I kind of like Louisville. I like Iowa State. I like UCF. Just these home dogs in college basketball are barking. I mean, they are barking. It's unbelievable how many home dogs are covered in college basketball right now. So to your listeners, find home dogs, guys. Mm-hmm. Find home dogs. Start riding them because they're barking all over the place in college hoops.
Well, speaking of home dogs, I know you like them. You like them in the NFL. And we do have one. We got a couple, but one of them leads off the NFL playoffs tomorrow afternoon with Cleveland favored at Houston. Are you going with the home dog in that one?
Okay, so all week long, I've been leaning towards Cleveland. And as I say in the opening, what's 4 things you can't handicap?
Coach's stupidity.
Players penalties and turnovers.
Oh. Penalties, turnovers, coaching stupidity, player stupidity.
Right.
If I were to tell you, since Joe Flacco became the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, who's got the most turnovers of any team in the NFL as quarterback? Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he's thrown a ton of interceptions.
Bunch of touchdowns, bunch of interceptions. Right.
Okay, so now what's the killer in the playoffs on the road?
Turnovers.
Can't turn over. And so, and then you're like, well, the Browns have the number one defense in the NFL. Okay, that's great. They took last week off, gave up 31 this is on the road, at Cincinnati. At Houston, they still gave up 22. At the Rams, they gave up 36. At Denver, they gave up 29. At Baltimore, they gave up 31. At Seattle, they gave up 24. At Indy, they gave up 38. At home, they're great. At home, no one defense in the NFL. On the road, they've gotten lit up. The whole world's on Cleveland. Sorry, boys. I'm going to take the Texans at home. Buy it up to +3.
I'm with you. I like Houston in that game. The more I look at it,
Hey, the way C.J. Stroud's playing, I mean, it makes sense.
Yep. Joe Flacco is a turnover machine. It's a great story. It's an unbelievable story. An unbelievable story coming off the couch. But all stories come to an end for the old man.
Last 3 seasons in the playoffs, the home dogs are 8-3-2. So your home dogs, the only other home dog, we fast forward to Monday night, is Tampa -3 against a reeling, +3 against a reeling Philadelphia Eagles team.
I came on the air on your show when Philly struggled with Washington on the road, 138-31. And I said, they're not, and then they beat Dallas, they were 10-1. And I said, this is the most overrated 10-1 team I've ever seen. And I used Kansas City against them, and Kelsey fumbled at the 5-yard line going in case he was going to go up 10, and they lost. And I'm like, they're not that good. They should have lost that game. Then the next week, they went to Buffalo. They had Buffalo at home, and Josh couldn't hit the tight end Davis in overtime. They threw it the wrong shoulder. They lose that game. And I went with Buffalo, got a push. Then they went to the Niners. I unloaded on the Niners, win it. Then went to Dallas, unloaded on Dallas. I said they were the most overrated 10-1 team. Then Monday night, I went with Seattle, got a win there in a game they shouldn't have lost. Guys, I call this the most overrated team in college in NFL that I've seen in quite some time, even when they were 10-1. I said they shouldn't be 10-1. I went back to the fact that they shouldn't have beat Washington the first time, 34-31 in OT. I said that they lose the Jets. I said they're just not that good. And I had Tampa Bay the first meeting and watched Baker play like garbage. But as bad as that secondary is, as bad as they're reeling right now, I gotta take Tampa +3.
So you're taking both home dogs.
And Hurts is still the finger. Now, he says it's progressing or whatever, but A.J. Brown wasn't apparently at practice the early part yesterday when the media got to see it, so you don't even know what their health situation is. It's a tough situation for Philadelphia.
Yep.
Speaking of tough, I mentioned this. Tua's from Hawaii, played at Alabama, now plays in Miami. Now he's got to go play a game in like negative temperatures. I would love Miami against Kansas City, except for the weather scares me for them. What do you think?
This is what I love. This is what I love more than life itself. This is what makes me the happiest human being on the planet Earth. There were 2 Monday night games on that Monday night when Tennessee was playing Miami. The Giants were at home against Green Bay. And I like the Giants as a home dog. But I just looked at Miami and Tennessee with Will Levis starting and said, oh, my God, the Dolphins are going to run this team out of the gym. So I used Miami, and I laid I think it was 13 or 12.5. And they by miracle of Moses parting the Red Sea, they get a turnover for a touchdown, a scoop score fumble, and they go up by 14 with 5 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, my God, one stop, we're going to get the cover. And I sit back, watch Vic Fangio, set in a zone, and watch him allow Will Levis to go right through them. They go for 2, they get it, they cut it to 6. Now they go 3 and out, they punt, and I watch Vic Fangio sit right in the zone and watch Will Levis go right through him again. Did not blitz one time on both those possessions, and they shock the world, and they lose that game outright. I turned up my TV, and I said, that's going to cost them. I don't know where it's going to cost them. I don't know how it's going to cost them, but that's going to cost them the division, and they're going to have to go on the road. And Mike McDaniel and Vic Fangio suck it. That's what I said to myself, literally. I said, they can suck it. I said, take that, you bozos. Player stupidity, coaching stupidity. I said, that game is going to come back to haunt them and their season Pittsburgh. Anyway, this is where it costs them right here. They now have to get, they win that game against Will Levis, Tennessee. They're home in cushy Miami where it's 75, 80 degrees. Chilling. At home. 27 below wind chill factor. Nice job, Mike. Go to the Geek Squad. Work at Best Buy, pal. Fix some computers because you're going home. Ha-ha! There you go.
All right, speaking of...
So you're like me. You don't have faith with them in the cold weather.
Speaking of cold...
Listen, not with that coach. He looks like he really does. Looks like
he does.
He's the manager of the Geek Squad.
Have you watched the Hard Knocks in season with the Dolphins? Have you watched any of that?
I was going to until they buried me on Monday night, and I'm not watching it until they're out of the playoffs.
You talk about ultimate dorkness. Now they love him. The players love him, but he is like, he's just like, wow, this guy's the football coach. He seems like the ultimate dork. All right, speaking of cold, I know Buffalo's got to be cold, but Pittsburgh's used to cold because it's cold in Pittsburgh. Buffalo a 10-point favorite in that one.
There's something going on here with the Steelers. I know Watt's out. I get it. But this is a double-digit dog built to play in bad weather. And Mason Rudolph is he's just something else. And listen, they beat the Ravens. Ravens set their starters. I get it. But the game that impressed me was when they went up to Seattle and they beat the Seahawks.
Yep. And you were on that one too.
And I was on that one. And I'm just like, you know what, Mike Tomlin, this is just the type of game he covers. The grimy, gnarly, ugly Pittsburgh grimy game. I mean, listen, Buffalo beats Dallas. They look great doing it. Dallas looked horrible. Then they went out to Chargers, laying 13. Probably should have lost that game outright, won 24-22. Then they play New England and struggle 27-21 as a 14.5-point favorite in a game that they had to win. And then they go down to Miami, and let's be honest with one another, if they don't get the punt return, they're not winning that game against a banged-up, injured Miami team. So I get it. I get it. You're back home, but I think they're doing it with mirrors. I think Pittsburgh hangs around and gets it done.
And Josh Allen will probably turn it over 3 times to make sure they
absolutely hang around. Most frustrating quarterback to watch in the NFL right now.
The Cowboys, they have dominated home. We know that. They got the long winning streak at home, everything else. Packers, Jair Alexander rolls his ankle in some walkthrough yesterday. They don't know about his situation. They don't have him. That's a costly injury. Jordan Love's been playing great. Can they hang around with the Cowboys?
I think this is your over. I think this game flies over the posted total. I think Green Bay can score. I do. I think Green Bay can score. I just don't think they're going to stop Dallas from getting 38. Initially, I was leaning toward Green Bay. As this week progressed, I was kind of on Cleveland and Joe Flacco, and I was kind of on Green Bay plus the points, and talking to myself and the fact that Detroit went in there and covered and probably should have won the game outright. And then I take a step back and I go, wait a minute. I think Houston's the right side of the game, and I wouldn't touch the Dallas-Green Bay side. But I just don't see how Dallas and Green Bay don't go over the post total.
To me, this is the don't overthink it game. Take Dallas, lay whatever. They're rolling in this game. I think they're going to end up winning this thing by 21 points. And then
I think you're right.
Rams-Lions final game. This one could be the best game of the 6.
Yep, and I think it's the easiest. I think Dan Campbell's going to regret in places stay with a few good men reference. In places you don't talk about at parties. I think he's going to regret playing the starters last week. I get it. I know what you're trying to do. You lost LaPorta. You should have rested your starters. And I think you're facing a Rams team that when they were sitting at 3-6 and nobody was paying attention to them, nobody, McVay struggling, whatever, they win 7 of their last 8 games. And the best team in the NFL, the Ravens, they went in there week 14 and probably should have won the game outright at 7.5-point dog. Lost in overtime, 37-31. That's their only loss in the last 8 weeks, was at Ravens. The same place Detroit went coming out of their bye week, lost 38-6. The bad matchup for Detroit. It really is. It just is. And you know what? It's no one's fault. They beat Dallas. They don't face the Rams here. They face Green Bay. Mm-hmm. And I just think, you go back to that Thanksgiving Day game when Green Bay went in there and just went up and down the field on them. I just don't think Detroit's defense is good enough against this Rams offense for them to win this game. And if you're, listen, push comes to shove, gun to my head, who do you trust here? trust Goff, you trust Stafford. Who do you trust?
Stafford.
Yeah.
Stafford.
And Detroit wants that rematch with Dallas so bad too, and I'm
They're
with
not
you.
gonna get
I don't
it.
think they're going to get it. I think the Rams very well could beat them.
All right. Well,
Yep.
listen. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your time with your girl who's heading to Vegas, and enjoy your taping as well. Of your new show. Lots going on in the Brandon Lang world.
Detroit's the paddle game. I'm sorry, Dallas is Rams is the paddle game.
Okay.
Rams is the paddle game, and we're good to go. She's getting paddled when she gets here. By the way, she made a few mistakes. She's getting whacked.
Take care of business, my friend. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next Friday.
All right.
Thank you, Brandon.
Go Rams.
Oh, didn't mean to cut him off there. So he said Rams as the paddle game, right? Is that what he
Yes.
said? Okay.
Moving can be stressful, folks, but not when you got the professionals to help you. Not when you got the professionals doing that move for you. Yeah, when you're trying to do it yourself and you're hiring your lazy friends to try and help you move or asking them to help you move. Yeah, that's when it gets stressful because you don't know if they're going to show up. They don't care about your stuff. They're throwing it around. Things are breaking, all that stuff. That's when it's stressful. But now when you got professionals, now when you got the right people to help you move, then you don't have to worry about things. You know all of your stuff is safe. It's going to get where it's going without any issues. And the right professionals are Black Tie Moving. Talk to the folks at Black Tie by giving them a call at 901-316-6196, or you just go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. You talk with them, they work with you, come up with a plan for your move. Fitting your needs, that's the most important thing, but also fitting your budget as well. And you do get a no-obligation quote up front, so you know exactly what it's going to cost. Then you know your stuff is getting where it's going. Maybe you want them to do everything from the packing to the unpacking. That's fine. They'll do that. Maybe you need some storage. Maybe it's a little timing-wise between getting rid of your old house, getting your new house, whatever. Maybe you need some storage. They can take care of that, whatever it is. Whatever you need, you're going to come up with that plan, working with them to get exactly what it is that you need for your move. So give Black Tie Moving a call. Again, 901-316-6196, or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. Get the professionals on your side. Black Tie Moving.
All right, when we come back, it's 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. Don't delay. Jump on the Sports 56 listener lines right now if you'd like to play at 901-360-8255. I don't think it's an extremely hard category. It's not easy, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
All 650 acquisition fee, Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21590, Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33010, Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38705. Concludes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, Happy New Year, dude. Hey, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Let's start the new year off right in your new Kia with 41 MPG Highway 2024 Kia Forte LXS $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Got a big family? Get a 2023 Kia Sorrento LX $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. Plus a 2024 Kia Telluride LX $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36 months lease.
And every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
And stop by and see the all-new EV9 all-electric SUV. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMTMoriah.com.
Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg at East Memphis Ace. Smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ready to cook in only 15 minutes with cook temperatures below 200, above 700, and anywhere in between. Change your at-home cooking experience for life with our unmatched, authentic wood-fired grill flavor that has our customers raving. Get your Big Green Egg and all our accessories at East Memphis Ace on the corner of South White Station and Quince Road.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with two of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, It's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Yo, Mark, long time no see. You still down at Dyer's?
Man, I'm not down at Dyer's. I'm out at Collierville Historic Town Square.
When'd you move out there?
We've been out there for about 13 years. We've got the shops, the park, we got the train the kids like to play on.
You still cooking those burgers the old-fashioned way?
Man, we're still flattening out those hamburger balls on a slab of marble and skillet frying them the old-fashioned way like they've been doing for 100 years.
Dude, you still have those onion rings.
Man, they're fantastic. Hand-breaded, served up just right.
I loved those milkshakes. Please tell me you're still doing those.
Man, we are hand-dipping those shakes, putting them in the old glass in the shake tin, served the old-fashioned way.
You got any new items out there I need to know about?
We're just doing a lot of gourmet sandwiches. We've got farm-raised catfish straight out of the Delta. We've got some hot tamales from Pasquale's Tamales out of Helena, Arkansas.
Man, are they served in the husk?
What those guys like to say, they're so good, you'll suck the shuck.
Go see my buddy Mark at Dyer's Cafe in Collierville's historic town square.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So, we got a text. We're talking about of course, the old man who was snoring, didn't get up in the morning. Somebody says his wife probably bumped his head. I believe that's an accusation of murder. I believe we now have somebody accusing the wife of murdering the old man because he was snoring.
Well, I
understand
the point. Yeah, I understand the point.
It would make sense.
Right.
He's snoring. She's mad. She can't sleep because he's snoring. She takes a hammer, knocks him over the head. He doesn't wake up.
Right. There was a homicide.
Yeah, I mean, this is an accusation of murder. Where's
SVU when you need him?
Somebody else, John says that's also a Three Doors Down song. Did they sing about the old man snoring?
Why not?
You know what? That actually jogs my memory about that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Three Doors Down, made this into a song? The old man snoring song?
I remember hearing it one time.
Man, groups take anything. Little Red Riding Hood, that was a song. I forget who did that one. I mean, they take any kind of, like a fable or a saying.
Another one says,
run out of material.
Every time I hear it's raining, it's pouring, I can't help but follow with my love life is boring me to tears from the old Barbara Streisand song.
Jeez. Really? Babs? Babs and Brolin? Come on,
you
man.
should take off the me to tears. It would make sense. It's raining, it's pouring, my love life is boring.
Yeah?
But the me to tears part, she ruined it. Just stop there. Just stop at the boring. Stop at the rhyme.
How about you throwing, it's raining, it's pouring, my love life is boring. Went to one of those 3 a.m. hotels for $10 an hour, and now I'm okay. That you were talking about earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just said I don't know. I said I could get you a hotel room at 3 a.m. That's all I said.
There you go.
I didn't say that. I just said I could find you.
You have connections.
I just said you may not want to stay at said hotel. But Mario actually did text in. He said he researched the Sterling Hotel in Dallas and read the reviews. It seems like there's nothing sterling about it.
Yeah, they weren't sterling reviews. Time now for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
It's the game show that has swept the nation. It is 10 in a row. Give you the prize package in just a second, but if you want to participate, 901-360-8255. You know the number by now, 901-365-8255. 360, excuse me, I screwed it up. 901-360-8255. I should know the number by now. Sports 56 listener lines. Jump on board. Don't delay. What are they playing for?
By the way, speaking of rain, the rain is almost gone. If you're downtown, you ain't got no rain anymore, but it's almost out of here.
But isn't it expected to come back tonight where it may turn into snow?
No. The snow's not till Sunday.
No, the big snow, but I thought it might be some flurries or something tonight. There might be a little bit
after
more
this rain here's gone, I don't think it's supposed to do anything until Sunday. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be fine. I already mentioned that, but I thought I read that on the forecast earlier today. Anyway, what are they playing for?
We have a $20 gift certificate to the Crazy Coop. We got $50 to 117 Prime. Of course, wonderful steakhouse downtown. Got a couple of Malco movie passes, a couple of free haircuts from Supercuts, and a $50 gift certificate to Blinds, etc. South. All going to the winner of 10 in a row.
Today we're doing real nicknames of NBA players. I will give you the nickname. I won't tell you the name of the player. I will give you the nickname. If it's a nickname that a player has used or is using, it's a yes. If not, it's a no. Real nicknames of NBA players. I don't know. I put it together. I like it. I think it's a fun category. It's not something you just look up. Give it a shot. 360-8255. You're not penalized for losing, folks. But you are penalized, perhaps, if you wait, because somebody might just nail it and win the prize package. 360-8255.
Couple of texters say that Little Red Riding Hood was a song that was done by the Memphis group Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Wow, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs did that one? Little Red Riding Hood. That was good. That's a good song.
Did we confirm that somebody did It's Raining, It's Pouring, The Old Man Is Snoring as a song? 3 Doors Down?
No.
Okay.
I didn't see anything. But I do remember hearing it from somewhere, though.
All right, well
you thought the guy,
look it up. You'll
you
find
also
it
thought the guy went to bed with a cold in his head.
He did went to bed with
You
a
aren't
cold in
accusing
his
anybody
head.
of murder. You think it was just a simple medicine deal. This person's accusing the wife of murder.
He went to bed with a big old knot in his head from his wife who killed him. Yeah, that's
Well,
exactly what happened.
At least the old man in my story had a cold instead of getting abused.
Yeah, but he
went to bed.
Yeah, but he over-medicated. He killed himself that way. He had a cold in his head. He never woke up. Either way, he didn't wake up.
360-8255, 901-360-8255. Real nicknames of NBA players. I will give you the nickname, not the name of the player. If it is a real nickname that has been used or is being in use or is in use now, it's a yes. If not, it's made up. It's a no.
Now you can update it with like he went to bed, got COVID, didn't wake up in the morning.
Got Fauci'd. All right.
Mario's first. What's up, Mario?
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's try it.
All right, real nicknames of NBA players. The Big Dipper.
No.
360-8255. Wow. One of the greats of all time. Right off the bat.
Steven is next. Hey,
Steve, how are you?
Hey, guys, how are you?
Pistol Pete.
Yes.
Holiday Inn.
No.
The Truth.
Yes.
Stevie Franchise.
Yes.
The Squirrel.
No.
Spider.
No.
360-8255. We got open lines. We're doing real nicknames of NBA players. A lot of NBA fans out there. Jump on the Sports 56 listener lines now if you want to win a prize package. Again, not a hard or not an easy topic, not the hardest in the world. If you know NBA nicknames, you should know these. But of course, with my warped brain, I've come up with some tricky ones that are not real.
Texter says, look up the history of the nursery rhyme Ring Around the Roses.
Ring Around the
Rosies.
Rosie.
Yeah. What is that? Ring Around the Rosies, pockets
full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Would the house burn down?
Who knows?
Arsonists involved in that one?
What are posies?
Flowers, I would think. Some kind of flowers? I don't know. All right, who's next?
Well, they got flowers in their pockets.
I don't know.
See, these are things you don't question as a kid. But now that I start thinking about these things, I'm like, yeah, what the hell's a posy? Dan, what's up?
It's not like a poser.
Hey,
is
guys.
it? Hey, Dan. All right, real nicknames of NBA players. The Big Dipper.
Yes.
Cadillac.
Yes.
The Spin Doctor.
No.
Mr. Green Jeans.
No.
Dollar Bill.
Yes.
Bishop Buckets.
No.
The Duncan Dutchman.
Yes.
Plastic Man.
Yes.
Agent Zero.
Yes.
The Rifleman.
Yes.
Winner. Well done, Dan. He knows his NBA player nicknames.
Dan. Congratulations,
Dan's the
sir.
man.
You are a winner. Hold on, Zach will take care of you.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Well done.
Yeah, no hesitation. Rolled through that list. We do have Anthony sitting around, Eli.
Yeah, I'll give Anthony a shot.
Gonna give Anthony a shot?
I'll give Anthony one shot here. What's up, Anthony?
How's it going?
Second chance opportunity. Pistol Pete.
Yes.
Holiday Inn.
No.
The Truth.
Yes.
Stevie Franchise.
Yes.
The squirrel.
No.
Spider.
Yes.
White chocolate.
Yes.
Dr. Dunkenstein.
Yes.
Big baby.
Yes.
Lightning McQueen.
No.
There's a second chance winner. Good job,
Hey,
Anthony.
Congratulations, Anthony. We'll get together. I'll put a prize package together for you as well. Hold on.
All right, so let's see if you can put the real name to the nickname, Eli Savoy, the Big Dipper.
I know there's a name. I don't know who that
It's
is.
one of the greats of all times. One of the great players of all times. One of the bigs. One of the giants. I mean, physically and really.
Is it Wilt?
It is Wilt. Wilt Chamberlain, the Big Dipper. Cadillac. It was something Cadillac something.
I don't know.
Greg Cadillac Anderson. Dollar Bill. Hall of Famer. Bill Bradley. The Dunkin' Dutchman.
That's Rick Spitz.
That is Rick Smits. Plastic Man.
Stacey Hogman.
Agent Zero.
Gilbert.
The Rifleman.
Chuck Person.
Love that nickname. Pistol Pete.
Pete Maravich.
The Truth.
The truth is Paul Pierce.
Good job. This is pretty easy. Stevie Franchise.
Steve Francis.
Spider.
John Sally.
Nice. White Chocolate.
Jason Williams.
Dr. Dunkenstein.
Was that Thompson?
No, that was Luke Skywalker, David Thompson. This was Daryl Griffith. Dr. Dunkenstein with Louisville. And then Big Baby.
Glenn Davis.
There you go. That is 10 in a row. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Corky's Ribs. Oh, sorry.
I was going to give you a quick update on the
song
"Ring Around the Rosie."
I'm reading about it right now.
Yeah, it's about the Black Death.
Yes.
What?
Ring around the rosy meant the itchy rash around the infected sore of a person sick with the plague.
Gee, I'm telling you, they all had warped minds back then when they came up with this stuff.
Posies were the flower petals that plague doctors showered upon their deceased patients.
I knew it was flowers.
Which also helped to ward off their odor.
Yikes.
Oh, gosh, darn it.
And ashes meant the cremated remains of the deceased.
Yeah, those...
See, we should have questioned these things more as a kid.
What was the little vignettes, the little... they did a remake of it with Matt Damon of all these... Oh, what were they called? Like the Hansel and Gretels and fables and things like that.
Fables.
Yeah, but not Aesop's Fables. There was something else. I'll get it during the break. Somebody will know what I'm trying to come up with here. But they put together these things, and they were all like, again, it was like a warped sense of and not even humor. I mean, not all of them are funny. In fact, very rarely is it funny. But when you read it, you go, okay, that's nothing wrong with that. And then it ends up being something that's dark, just like you mentioned.
Folks at Classic Arms, we talked earlier with Delaney Walker. He talked about he's a gun guy. He likes to go out and hunt and everything else. Well, hey, Delaney needs to get over to Classic Arms because you're not going to find more guns than what you'll find at Classic Arms. Whatever it is you need a gun for, whether it be for hunting, whether it be for self-defense, whatever. Folks at Classic Arms have them. If you're a gun collector, they got a lot of different rare guns over there. They buy, they sell, they trade. They've got new guns. They've got used guns. They've got big guns. They got everything that you could imagine at Classic Arms. How about over 700 firearms in stock? That's right, 700 firearms in stock, as well as all the other supplies that you need, ammunition, anything else, cases, safes, all of that stuff. You can find that at Classic Arms. They're at 1740 Germantown Parkway. It's right behind Corky's Barbecue there on Germantown Parkway in Cordova. You can shop online 24/7, classicarmsofmemphis.com. They are the only gun importer here in the Mid-South. They guarantee the lowest prices. They've got free gun inspections, free gun appraisals. They've got every top brand name you can imagine at Classic Arms. Again, 1740 Germantown Parkway or online at classicarmsofmemphis.com.
I was thinking of the Brothers Grimm. They did like the movie with Matt Damon, the fairy tales, yeah, Hansel and Gretel and others. They're it's from Germany, right? Whoever those guys, the Grimm, these Grimm tales are grim. The Grimm fairy tales are dark, man, really, really dark with the real meanings of those things. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back, wrap it up for the week. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Welcome to the Rendezvous.
This is John Vergas. When my dad started the Rendezvous in 1948, I don't think anyone could have imagined we'd still be serving shoulder, cheese plates, and our world-famous dry rub ribs 75 years later. But we are still here in the basement, in an alley in downtown Memphis. We sincerely thank you for making the Rendezvous what it is today. Charlie Vergas Rendezvous, serving the official barbecue of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Hi, fellas. Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, and I want to thank all of you who came to see us at Russell Brothers so that Christmas would be very special for your lady. Thank you for the confidence and trust that so many of you have placed in Russell Brothers for over 38 years, and we're going to work even harder in 2024 to let you know how important you are. Whether you just need a $10 battery or a $10,000 diamond ring, you will receive the very best in beauty, quality, service, and value. Our exquisite gemstones, our fashionable designs, our huge array of fine jewelry will dazzle you and will help make you a hero when you want to let her know how very extraordinary she is. We invite you to come see us at Russell Brothers Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins, or visit us at russellbrothersfinejewelers.com. After all, doesn't she deserve the very best?
At Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, new inventory is arriving daily, and we've got what you've been looking for to start the new year off right. Get off to a great year in your award-winning 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $329 a month, or buy it for $29,910. Take a spin in your new 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $29,445, or lease for $449 a month. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, 420 total range MPGe? You own it for $649 a month. Plus, no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or online anytime, MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZO 62303 MSRP 44,355. Sport RU 001136 MSRP 28,000. Eclipse RZO 12051 MSRP 31,700. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back. So I'm looking up the Grimm fairy tales. I forgot they did most of the ones that you've heard of. Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood, Sleeping Beauty, Tom Thumb, Rapunzel, The Golden Goose, Rumpelstiltskin. Says the universal appeal of these stories, whether they are considered as psychological archetypes or as fantasy narratives. They said, I looked up, which one's the darkest Grimm fairy tale? The Little Cinder Girl, a tale of blood, sacrifice, and paranormal revenge. As one of the bloodiest stories in the Grimm collection, this scary fairy tale teaches the value of tending graves and letting the universe take revenge on your enemies. Yikes.
One of the Grimm's brothers was like the great, I don't know, whatever, how many lines of, Russ Grimm, former Washington Redskin.
I thought you were going in that direction. Really? Russ Grimm's related
No, that's not true.
Oh, jeez. You fooled me.
It might be true.
Why not?
It might be true. I have no idea, but
That was good.
That's just completely made up. That was completely made. If it is true, that's just pure luck because it's completely made up on my part. I'm gonna guess it is not true.
Kind of like some of my nicknames there with our 10 in a row, but that was good. You got me on that one.
Raider Corey says, thanks for making my Friday morning great. Where else can you get urinal talk, nursery rhymes, and murder suspects? That's right. Just gonna bring it. I got to get a little everything. Now, I can't quit getting all these little dang nursery rhymes out of my head. Now I'm trying to because I haven't thought of nursery rhymes in so long, and I can't remember like the finish of most of them. I get the start, and I'm like, what's the next line of that? And now it's driving me crazy. All day long, I'm going to be thinking of different nursery rhymes and seeing how many actually remember the full thing.
Nick Saban, good interview by Reese Davis. Really good interview with Nick Saban. He talked about this past season being difficult for him from a health standpoint. He's not sick or anything like that, but just it was very tough, and he didn't want to commit to the players when they asked, will you be around in 3 years? Will you be around in 4 years? He couldn't do it. They say that he's really interested in broadcasting, so maybe that's the next outlet for Nick Saban. But he did say it was a very late in the game when he decided that he was going to step down. So this wasn't something, I'm sure he's contemplated it with him and Miss Terry, but this was not something that he had already made up his mind about a couple of months ago. So therefore, you had the recruiting, you had the portal, and then his decision to finally say this was it.
He said, he didn't even know that he went back and forth just the day he was going back and forth. You know, the last time I thought about nursery rhymes was Andrew Dice Clay. But I had his cassette.
Oh, those are funny.
I know. The funny thing is, like the Andrew Dice Clay versions, I know pretty much all of those. I can't remember the original version of most of them.
Well,
but I can remember Andrew Dice Clay's versions of those things.
Unfortunately, we can't play any, and we'll not try to play any here on the show. If you missed it,
Little Boy Blue.
Yeah. Big news from this morning was the Patriots did not waste any time in replacing Bill Belichick the day after. In fact, the morning after. Gerard Mayo has been elevated to head coach of the New England Patriots, the former Tennessee Vol, 8 seasons as a Patriots player, 6th all-time in tackles for the Patriots, 2-time Pro Bowl selection, a Super Bowl champion. Gerard Mayo, the new coach of the New England Patriots. As far as Bill Belichick, where will he land? That's anybody's guess right now. Good points were made about his career being basically in the Northeast, so maybe Washington, but
Atlanta is the favorite.
Atlanta's the favorite because Atlanta it's a really good situation other than quarterback. With Desmond Ridder, he's suspect, but they got really good receivers, good tight end, good running backs, pretty good defense. Atlanta seems to make sense. It's on the Eastern Seaboard. I don't see him going out to Los Angeles. I don't think he's an LA kind of guy. I don't know him personally, but there you get Justin Herbert with the Chargers, a quarterback who is one of the upper echelon quarterbacks. Washington's a bit of a mess, but Josh Harris has the money, the new owner, be willing to spend and do what he has to. But Belichick doesn't have all these years to wait around during a project that's rebuilding. He wants to be able to win now.
Harbaugh is the betting favorite for the odds-on favorite for the Charger job.
What are his odds? Like, is it do you get better money if he lands that job as opposed to Belichick landing the Atlanta job? Like, are the odds higher?
I think Belichick. Well, it's different. I mean, Belichick because it's Belichick's places. I want to say Atlanta was 1-1. I think it was even money. I think in the Chargers' next coach, Harbaugh was. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember for sure.
But you think he's going, right?
I think he's going to the NFL. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
And they are again Chargers. The only thing that I think it was. So was that yesterday? The one thing with like Bill Belichick, one of the guys on ESPN was pointing out yesterday, like if you're like Bill Belichick is technically interviewing the team rather than the team interviewing Bill Belichick.
Sure, when you're
like
the GOAT, that
you
happens.
have to sell yourself to why he should come to you rather than you're like, hey, we're going to interview you to see if we want to choose you as our head coach.
Hey, Corky's doesn't have to sell itself, although I'll do a little selling here. I'll do a little promotion just to remind you how good Corky's is. A Memphis staple for 4 decades with 4 convenient locations at Poplar Avenue in Memphis, Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Germantown Parkway in Cordova, Goodman Road in Olive Branch. For lunch, for dinner, anytime this weekend, head on over to Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, the best barbecue in Memphis, and ask about their catering services. They have lunch specials every day, party packs starting at just $7.49, and reserve their private party room. If you got an event coming up, a birthday party, anniversary, at either the Cordova or the Olive Branch locations, that's Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week.
Andrew Dice Clay, by the way, did not get the credit he deserves. He's a comedy genius back in the day.
I have a feeling you're going to go listen to him today. Thank you, folks, for listening to us.
Duck.
We have to be careful here. We appreciate you listening all week long. Thanks also to your calls and your texts as well. Thanks to John Varlas for joining us, Delaney Walker, Matt Dillon, and Brandon Lang. We're back Monday. Even though it's a holiday, we'll see with the snow, but we're expected to be on bright and early at 7 a.m. on Monday. Stay tuned. Waldo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next. Enjoy all the football and basketball this weekend. For Eli Savoy and Zach Boyd, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great weekend, everybody.